All right, well. Woohoo. Live and made it. Oh, seat of my pants. All right, so give anybody, when you're a tiny channel, it's like you go for anybody to show up. Gotta mute my phone because suddenly as I go, then everybody wants to start dinging me. Good grief. All right, let me go over and get Rumble moving because Rumble likes to really just drag its butt unless you push it a little bit. Oh, now it wants to know if I'm a bot. Okay. Come on, Rumble. You couldn't ask me that a second ago? Come on. There we go. Oh, come on. Verification successful. Waiting for Rumble to respond. Yes, Rumble. Let's go. There we go. Okay. Like I said, I'm honestly, I'm not joking. I've given up on Rumble doing anything. I've seen a lot of smaller channels say, yeah, forget it. They're actually using Kick, so I'm going to try to learn Kick. Everyone's a little different. How you doing, Andrew? What's up, man? Dude, you guys had some elections over there. Whoa, ho, ho. So far, no updates happened, so I think everything should be working. But Andrew, you guys had some elections. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. The videos all over online of the leftists just crying and clutching their pearls and whining about, oh my God, we've lost our rights in our country. I find it comforting in a way to know, Andrew, that you guys have retards as much as we do. I mean, crazy. You guys have dummies just like we do. They're fighting and fighting. You guys are fighting to regain your country, to keep your country. And these idiots, we've lost the UK. We've lost it. It's like, are you idiots? Idiots. Once again, until I hear mostly brown countries talking about how it'd be great if we whitened up the country, F off. White countries can remain white or mostly white. That's not racist. So, yeah. Yeah, the elections are wild, bro. Yeah, no kidding. You guys, wow. Watching the leftists melt down has been epic. I had a lot of talking to do with my dad again, and unfortunately my voice has taken a little step back, so we'll see how I do here. I might turn my mic up and try to be a little careful. All right, did I know in Scotland the Green Party have been allowed to have people with no working visa to run? Whoa. You mean run for office? Now, see, that's crap that Democrats in America are doing. We'll get on, by the way, guys, if any of you are watching besides me and Andrew. We will move on to the rest of our topics here in a little bit. But I am going to give, three viewers separate a chance. Oh, let me see. I missed one from Andrew. I know YouTuber, he's been small for years, but short form and Trump videos, wow. My biggest problem, and I'll admit right away, my biggest problem is my time. I can't be consistent enough right now. When I grew other channels on YouTube, I was much more consistent. And it doesn't help when I keep losing my voice. So, yeah. It's been a problem. That's why I drink so much liquid while I'm doing this. It seems to help. Especially the bubbly Dr. Peppery kind. But, so you guys they won their local election. Oof. That's crazy because I know in California, certain Democrat areas here in America, they will allow illegal aliens to vote in local elections. That is insanity. And even run for like alderman and school board and stuff. And we have in a few states, we have illegal alien police officers. Yes, my home state of Illinois is one. Can you imagine being a citizen of your country, being arrested by an illegal alien with a gun? By the way, illegal aliens are totally precluded to having guns in this country. No matter what you think of our country with firearms, they're totally precluded. But we have illegal alien police officers with firearms arresting citizens. That is pure insanity. Come at me, Pritzker. Come at me, mobster-looking mother effer. So, yeah. If that's what's going on over there, Andrew, that's nuts. I'm going to say that Trump has slowed some of the issues in this country, but not stopped it. And unfortunately, Trump has backed off a little too much for my liking on... Wow, I got pop-ups on the other screen. Sorry, if they don't pop me up here, they pop me up there. Trump has backed off way too much on the mass deportation here. And I know some Trump supporters will get all mad at me for this, or certain streams who are Trump cultist streams, because it just gets them super chats to the cult from the cultists. He's not backing off. Yes, he has. They're not publishing deportation numbers anymore. You don't see the big ops going on. Now, Trump has backed way, way off, unfortunately. But he has slowed things down. You guys are, hopefully, you guys regain your country. Honestly, you need to. You are worse off down the path of oh crap than we are. Celtic Spirits Coven, what's up? Check out another New Age nonsense channel. Really? Scotland schools have turned full leftist America. Well, I don't know if he's going to show up tonight, but my friend Urbexy that comes on here sometimes, he lives in Scotland. And he says where he's at in Scotland, it's pretty good. So, but I have another friend in Ireland that says Ireland's worse off than Scotland. So, YouTube do shadow ban. Oh, no, they don't shadow ban. They outright, when I argued with them, when they kept telling me, well, send us the analytics proving you gain, you lose, you're staying the same, and that you lose the exact same for it, and I sent them everything, then they just, this guy with an accent actually talked to me, said, yeah, we just don't care for what you're doing, and yes, they're stopping me. They know there's nothing I can do as a tiny channel. So, they openly said it. It's not even shadow banning, they're just... let's see here. UFC 90 plus now Labor MPs of culture. Starmer resigned. Yeah, well, now I hear a mix of people over there in the UK about Nigel Farage. A lot say Nigel Farage is kind of backed off too much. He was so rough coming in, and now he's kind of backed way off and started kissing butt and kind of betraying his original followers. They're saying Rupert, I forgot his last name. Rupert, what's his name? Is the guy that really, Restore Britain, there you go, is the one that people really want now, the one who's actually standing up. Because they're saying that Nigel Farage has actually kind of betrayed a lot of what he stood for and kind of waffling, I guess. Restore Britain is the end goal, yes. They want all their possible, yes, that's the one that's big. Oh, Restore Britain, man. The UK citizens that are on TikTok and X and everything are just crying about it. It's nice. Rupert Lowe, thank you. Yes. Rupert Lowe is the one that I've got friends in the UK that are saying that's the guy that should be there. The guy should be in charge. The guy that should be out front, be the face to pay attention to, not Nigel Farage. So many are saying Farage has started kind of, it's a saying, YouTube, stabbing his followers in the back a little bit. Restore for the people, no career politicians will be put in place. Yeah, I hope so. Because we need that. We need that in America and your country, and I'd say a lot of countries. It's time to get the ruling class totally, maybe not totally out, but back them down. It's time to get them down to a minority in our countries and show them that, no, we're not going to be the sheep. Too many, especially in America here, it's our government is supposed to be of the people, by the people, for the people. Right now, our government has become way too much of the government, by the government, for the government. And so many people, I am the one that advocates for even good police officers. If you dare to look at a citizen and say, I don't work for you, screw you, fired. Every government worker out there on the planet, whether you're a janitor or a senator or the president of the United States, works for the American people. I don't like a single government worker ever saying that. When you live off our tax dollars, done. GTFO. I don't like it. And I think all countries need that back. I mean, as many countries as possible, especially Western nations right now under attack. Because the average people, hell, I'm even going to put somebody like me, not me, somebody a little smarter than me. I want plumbers, mechanics, oil rig workers, more guys from the military, not lawyers, not guys that went to the super Ivy League colleges. I want the average calloused hands, dirty nails, got scars, beat up person in our governments. You know, I want that. That's what we need, because a lot of this BS going on in a lot of countries wouldn't happen anymore if that's what we had. 100% that's what we had. I really think that would fix a lot of things, getting average people in there. Because also, average people know how to make deals and discuss between each other. I'm not going to get everything I want. You're not going to get everything you want. We're going to make a deal and find what works okay for both of us. We don't get that with the deep political swamp creatures in all these countries. They're all so stuck on their sides, they don't want to discuss. I will say, especially the left right now. The left is out there in la la land, so woof. All right, let me catch up here a little bit. We're going to move on to one of our first topics here in a sec, guys. Sorry. Here's one for you. Did you see what happened with Disney cruise ships? I saw a blurb today, but I was too busy trying to pay as little attention as possible to this hantavirus. I know it sounds hyperbolic, but so far as I can see, the hantavirus so far is nothing to worry about, but I saw a blurb on it. Something Disney cruises, but I didn't have time to look at it today. But I did hear something happened. But I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh yeah, I saw that. I saw a blurb and I didn't have a chance to read it yet. Let's see. Celtic Spirits Coven. Metropolitan places in Scotland, Wales, Ireland are big blue dots. Oh, yeah. That's a sporadic red. In the USA vernacular. Hey, I'll take that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I always use like my home state of Illinois as a litmus test. Illinois is 46% Republican. Yet we have 15 House or representatives from the Democrats. Only 4. Actually, it's 3. I was told it's 3 from the Republicans. So yeah, and if you look at a map of Illinois in the colors, blue and red, it's mostly red. It looks a lot like Iowa around it next to us, except for the weird gerrymandering. So F you on your gerrymandering, crap Democrats. The weird gerrymandered lines that connect Democrat areas. So yeah. It's like that everywhere, Celtic. It's insane how leftists have just cheated the system, rigged the system, and now they're mad that in the UK and America, the right is fighting back. They're mad. Oh, you're cheating. Yes, because we're doing what you've been doing. But nope. It's okay when we do it. Yep. So 100%. Andrew, power to the people. Yes. The real working class people, not the ones living off the system. 100%. I couldn't agree more. I really couldn't. We need more of that. We need more people who got home from work today, tired, burned out, making sure we can pay our bills and hope our groceries and gas and kids can go to good schools and stuff like that. That's what we need. I'll tell you what, I bet you get a lot of blue collar people in our governments. You're going to see a lot of this bullshit federal aid stuff in a lot of our countries go away. You're going to see a lot of this crap for the illegal aliens disappear. People are seeing stuff being taken away from their families and their kids' mouths given to these people. Blue collar people are done. Done with busting their butts for these other people to come in and get on our systems and take. So I think that would fix a lot. Over 30 employees, multiple ships linked to... Oh, really? That's what wow. Gee, surprise. Some creepy Disney people. I'm sorry. A lot of the Disney adults are creepy. There's been I think people got caught at one of the Disney parks here, a couple years ago for being CP. But I think that was a year or two ago. There was some of that. I'm not surprised. I mean, Disney can be a good thing, but a lot of the people that are around the Disney bubble right now are a little weird. I'm not saying all the Disney adults are creepy, but a lot of them are. They're weird. If you ever watch a Caleb Hammer video or Zach Rios when they do the Disney debt and the weird Disney adults thing, they're They're creepers. Democrats, connect the blacks. We mean connect the dots. 100%. Yeah, Democrats are just... This redistricting thing is a political thermonuclear bomb for the Democrats. If Republicans push this and the DOJ pushes this in every state like they should, I mean, wow, it's a huge turnaround. Huge turnaround. And it's gonna shift power for a long time in this country if they actually do what they should. And I think it's right to do it. We should not have voting based on race. That is nuts. How is that equality? How is that treating everybody the same? No. If you want to go by party affiliation, fine. But we're not going to set up things for each. It's funny because it was only for black people too. What about Hispanics? What about Asians? What about Smurfs? I'm just saying, why is it just black people? Why not the other small demographics? Could you imagine if you split countries up by every demographic? Of course, in the UK, you'd be kind of screwed, possibly, because you would have a huge Middle Eastern contingent of voting districts. Oof. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Andrew, there's a lot of stuff. Once again, it's almost like the Alex Jones I was right jar. You look back at stuff that people were giving you crap for in 2020 or even as late as 2010 or 2015. And you look at now, you go, let's see, that one checked off, check. The amount of times you're going to go, ha, told you. Yeah, it's craziness. Insanity. Oh, I will say, let me check Grumble here. I don't want to ignore Grumble. Hey, to the couple people over on Rumble, how you doing? And I know, once again, I am picking as a small channel one of the worst possible times to stream with like Tim Pool coming up and, all the big YouTubers are getting that. It's their prime time. So I understand. No biggie. That's me. I like to swim upstream. All right. Remember, Alex Jones was a meme. Oh, dude, Alex Jones was the Alex Jones was right thing. And I don't agree with Alex and everything. And there's times you can look at him and go, okay, yeah, you're a nut. But the amount of times he's been right is scary. They're turning the frogs gay and they find out, well, they are. So, Jay Watterson was a YouTube site is throttling. We already hit a YouTube nerve. Uh-oh. As in your streams or your channel or mine. So far, my connection shows excellent. And I am a little worried. I'm not going to lie. My ISP sent me a message this morning saying that throughout the day, up until about 10 o'clock tonight, they are doing upgrades to their system to try to get to this new, much faster, ultra gig speeds internet stuff. So if I drop, I'm sorry. Right now, it shows my stream health is excellent. We'll see how it goes. Maybe they got my area done by now. I don't know. So if there's an issue, it's probably going to be my ISP for me. All right, guys, let me go over here. Is that the one I wanted? No, it's this one, this Jerkosaurus. Let me move over here. Now, let me shrink me down, and let's do some chit-chatting about a few things here. All right. And this... Senator Pete Welch. I'm launching an investigation into President Trump's pardons. Are you kidding me? After all the Biden administration, the pay-for-play administration that was. I don't even know why we call it the Biden administration anymore. Biden was a puppet. It was weekend at Biden's. That man was not the president any more than I am. There's no way. When you are saved by the Easter Bunny. Ugh. All right, my headphones, I'm going to have to boot them up here. One bad thing about wireless, if I have a wire, the way I like to move around, I would be whacking it. The wire. The wire. All right.
I'm launching investigations
that's not loud.
into President Trump's pardons.
Sorry, let me back up. Sorry about that.
I'm launching investigations into President Trump's pardons. He's been giving these pardons out to criminals, and it's often associated, according to the evidence, to people who made contributions to him. One of my good friends in Congress, Congressman Dave Min, and I are going to be doing everything we can to investigate this and get to the bottom of it. You, the American people, you, the taxpayers, you deserve to know whether pardons are for sale.
Really? You mean like the auto pen pardons under Biden? Where were you, Senator Welch? Are you welshing on your agreement to take care of we, the American people? Where were you under Biden's auto pen pardons? Auto pen pardons, now some have been proved, were done by the auto pen while he was out of the country, falling asleep in meetings. But hey, the auto pen was going. Auto pen pardons, Mr. Welch. You're worried about that? How about the whole Biden family and the whole cabal around him getting pardons? But this guy is only worried now, Orange Man. Anybody else can do it, Orange Man, no. They always are hypocrites, and what applies for them never applies for Trump. What applies for any president throughout time, including unilateral military action, we have not declared war since World War II. But hey, Trump, bad when he does what every other president in line since World War II has done. They only hold Trump to this. Come on, any Democrat, come on here, tell me how that's not hypocrisy. Now, I did like some of the answers. Yeah, I did chime in. I said, holy shite, Democrats are pure evil. You ignored Biden's pay-for-play pardons and whole administration led on his drug-addled son leaving drugs in the White House while Trump lives rent-free in your head. Now, here's one I like. This is from Bird is Freed. Why are you concerned about President Trump's 238 pardons when Biden issued 4,245 pardons? Holy shit. Look at that. He's number one. Number one. Oh, wait a minute. Where is Donald Trump? Donald Trump is number 30. Hell, for some people, maybe 238 and coming up, I'm sure there's going to be more yet, is too much. Fine. But 4,245? Holy crap. Obama's number 5. Seems like a lot of Democrats seem to like these pardons. Let's see. Let's look for some Republicans that I know of. Grant's up there. See, there's Nixon. There's McKinley. I'm trying to find. Oh, there's Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton did 459, and I'm sure a lot of people thought that was damn high for a while. It's like, hey, he's way up there. Then, woof. Obama and Biden came in and said, hold that pardon pen. Reagan, 406. Abraham Lincoln, he did a good amount for back in the day, 343. But I like how people are calling him out. While you're at it, why don't you investigate pardons by Obama and Biden? Now, this one says Joe Biden did 8,000 pardons. I don't know if that's true. I think that's wrong. I truly think that's wrong. I think I've seen somewhere the number it is 4,245. Trump, 237. Barack Obama, 1,927. I think they amped up Biden's here, and I don't want you doing that. Just say the right numbers. Bill Clinton, 459, because a lot of the other numbers jibe except the Biden number. So, yeah, I just love how people are coming after him. Leering daycare. Oh, U.S. taxpayer money, yeah. Yeah, fraudsters stealing billions from our safety net programs. Do something that matters and launch investigations. Yeah, where is Congress in these investigations? We've had some hearings over the stuff that Nick Shirley, by the way, ballsy move going to Cuba. If you haven't seen Nick Shirley's videos from Cuba, go watch them. Yeah, that's what Democrats think is great. Democrats, including Hassan Piker, love them some Cuba. Look what's going on there. Look what a lot of the people Nick Shirley interviewed said. It's not good. It's not a good place. The government sucks. Some of those people are pretty ballsy saying that too. Oof, he blocked some faces, but yeah. Yeah, where is all the investigations into we know billions and billions and billions. And I'm going after Republicans on this too. Where's the investigations? We know Somalis and a bunch of other immigrants are stealing hundreds of billions of dollars yearly from this country. Where are the investigations and the multiple arrests? I'm going for both parties on this. Where is it? But I just wanted to open with this jackass, just a short little bit, because I just thought it was really stupid. All right, let me catch up with you guys real quick. Let's see. Jax, keep going. It's working. Actually, Jax is upstairs because he's getting fed. He might show up here, but the door is shut up the top of the steps. Jax has a problem. He won't go through the pet door to go down, but he will go through the pet door to go up. So if the door is shut, he may not show. Big flag on your hat reminds me of Pete Hegseth's Pocket Square. Have you checked out his flag Pocket Square? No, I haven't. I have a 2020 and a 2024 one. And I've got, I had a red one, but a puppy ate it. I wear a red Snap-on Tools hat sometimes, and I'll get people yelling at me who are too stupid to pay attention. It says Snap-on Racing, not MAGA or Trump Make America Great or anything. It's like, God, you guys. All right. This was fun. I don't know what I had going. Oh, what is I have over here? Is that Ro Khanna? That's Ro Khanna. Okay, I got it out of order. All right. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Trump went and called a reporter dummy. I'm sorry. I know some people, it's so unbecoming of the presidency. Clutch pearls. You know what? Considering these are the same people that say Trump supporters and Trump should all be put away. Trump is a fascist. They keep saying, somebody please do the deed. They laugh when somebody tries to assassinate Trump. They say, darn, you should have done better. But then they clutch pearls when he calls a reporter dummy. These people. I'll say this to every one of you. Go F yourself. All you Democrat pundits. Oh, God, Trump got a reporter a dummy, and it's a woman. My answer to that, to a couple places were, oh, so now you lefties know what a woman is again? How do you know why she identified as a woman? How do you know Z doesn't identify as a they, them, or a he? It's funny how Democrats can only see a woman when they want to clutch them pearls and whine and cry about it. Oh, he picked on a woman. But I thought women were equal to men under you guys. Women are 100% equal. They can do everything is good. Well, good, they can take an insult as well. Well, yeah. All right. Let me pull this up. Double check. Oh, my headphones are really being jerks today. All right. I think I got the volume up, guys. We'll find out. But I don't know if you've heard this. I'm sure everybody has, but I just think it's funny. I got the long version, but I'll turn it up as loud as possible. This is it.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. Double the size. You are not a smart person. Right over here. Wait a minute. Right over here. And based on a lot of things that have happened over the last year, we doubled the size of the ballroom. So we're going to have a ballroom that's appropriate for the White House. We doubled the size. The ballroom now is ahead of schedule, and it's a little bit under budget, depending on the finishes that we use.
I just like, first off, Democrats are so pissed about this ballroom. They didn't care when Obama tore up some stuff for a basketball court. Well, because you know, Democrats are racist. The black man needed a basketball court. Black people can't live without basketball, And right next to it, he had a watermelon and fried chicken bar. You got to make black men feel comfortable in the White House. You got to use some basketball. Shut up. They're so pissed about this ballroom, which we've needed. My God, we try to have diplomatic functions. We have to have a tent. in the White House lawn to do these things and is being paid for with private money. And they're still butthurt. Oh, how much money is being wasted on this? None. It's being paid for with donations. You can't please these people. And she was a dummy. She's trying to get some soundbite and equating the cost of the war to this and nothing to do with it. This is solely different money. He's not spending government money. It has nothing to do with you and me, our gas prices, price of eggs, price of tea in China. It's donated money that Trump got people to donate. It's going in. It's going to be bigger. I love how the Democrats go after Trump for it and try to force him by court to stop. And instead of stopping, he just goes, I'm going to double it. And got the money to cover it, too. But, oh, my God, they're so butthurt. You dummy. I'm not sure if I got the whole thing there. Is that this? I thought there's a little more, but hang on here. I'm going to play this one.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here.
A little better.
I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person.
Yeah, what she said there, I don't know if you guys can hear it. That's as loud as I can turn it up. She said, but the cost has doubled. The cost has doubled. This she is a dummy. This dumbo, this dumb Z-Zim, I'm not going to assume her gender. Oh, I just did. I'm not going to assume that. But this dumbo, pure dummy, knows for a fact it's paid for by private donations. It's not taxpayer money. She knows that. But she's still trying to start some BS and just spout to the dumb leftist sheeple out there. The dummies would be like, oh my God, Trump. Anything Trump does bad. I swear to you, I'm not joking. If Donald Trump said everybody should breathe a lot of oxygen, there would be someone to hold their breath. Just like the Tylenol dummies. Trump said, hey, if you're pregnant, don't take Tylenol, which has been on the Tylenol containers for over a decade. They themselves say, yeah, if you're pregnant, don't take our stuff. He says it, and some women go online and take bottles of it. A couple offed themselves, one offed herself and her child. Because Trump, oh my God, Trump cures cancer. These people would all be marching with, I support tumors. She knows what she's saying is bullshit. She knows she's 100% full of crap. He is 100% right to call her a dummy. But that cost has doubled. Who cares? It's not my money. It's not taxpayer money. If a bunch of rich guys want to spend money to do something cool for our country, go for it. And it's going to be used by every president after. Oh, I'm sure if a Democrat president gets in there, he'll just tear it down just to be spiteful. You watch. Put back up Obama's basketball court. So but she asked, but she said, but it's doubled.
I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size.
I love it.
You are not a smart person.
I
What
love
happened is we have a.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I mean, it's nice to see. And I know people, oh my God. Here we go. First claim is it would cost $200 million. Then it was said to cost $400 million. Now Trump is asking Congress for $1 billion. They're not asking. The only reason they're asking any money for this is the military, the military center underneath. They're reworking that. The last time that was updated, I believe, was during Clinton in the mid-90s. Was the last time that military nerve center underneath was updated. Dude, that's like 30 plus years ago. To have your ultra mega presidential, cabinet, congressional, whatever, military center 35, 40 years behind is stupid for the number one country in the world. The ballroom is being covered by donations. The military nerve center underneath needs updating. When Clinton did it, nobody threw a fit. He updated it. It hadn't been updated forever before that. They don't care. They just have to lie. This one, Relia, is lying. It's not for the ballroom. It's for the military update center, the military center update underneath. And the other way, once again, I believe it is Clinton that updated it before. It should be updated. Think of the technology we had in 1990s, early mid 90s, compared to now. Pfft, come on. I think we still had the little baby Motorola Razr. The original Razr flip phone was still cool then, wasn't it? So yeah, some of the answers are just stupid people in general. Benny Johnson, National Enquirer of the internet, sorry. Half his thumbnails are so clickbaity. Every once in a while one tells the truth, but a lot of them are just BS. Can't believe how many people watch his videos that are BS and just keep going back for it. Like I said, I'm nonpartisan. I'll go after anybody that I think is just not right. So I liked how he said it. Yeah, you doubled the cost, so. All right, let's see here. But that's just something simple. Let me catch up with you guys real quick, and we'll go move on here. I will say that maybe in the next day or two, if I can get the time, I wouldn't mind going over the Crowder-Fuentes kind of debate from this morning. It was really good. I think both had points at times, and both had some weaknesses at times. I'd say my biggest weakness on Fuentes, I don't want to bury the lead or get myself too far off track. Fuentes' biggest problem is the nihilism of, let's just vote the Democrats. He admits that they will probably decimate, but then he tells Crowder, nah, I don't think they'll do the stuff they're saying. Dude, they do it. They did it under the Biden administration. They're already saying they're going to do much worse. Take them at their damn word. So voting Democrat is a dumb idea. It'll be fine. No. They will get one or two more Democrat states. They will pack the Supreme Court. They will reopen the border. They will go after free speech again. He assumes, well, then the next election will fix it. He's assuming there will be an election. Or that they won't set up the mail-in balloting that'll suddenly overrule everything again. Just saying. So Fuentes kind of screwed it up there. But other than that, let's go back to this. Let me see what you guys are saying. You took the bait. It's never been about a ballroom. It's about what is being put under. I know that. If you notice, I did address it. I did address that. I addressed what's going under it. I don't have a problem with what's going under it. We already have a military command center under the White House. It was updated. I believe it was under Clinton. That's way too long ago. I don't want an update every, 35, 40 years on technology where this may be, this room or set of rooms may be responsible for our country surviving a conflict or be able to respond to something quick enough. I don't want somebody pulling out the old Motorola Razr flip phone and go, think, let's go. Or the Matrix. That would even be before the Matrix cool slide phone. Remember how that was cool for about 3 seconds? When they had the whoosh, slide phone. I don't want them pulling that out either. I don't want to go back to some of my old phones I have around here. I didn't fall for it. I know exactly what's going on under it. Because there's a law about using private funds for federal projects. No, they're actually mad that he didn't go to Congress anyway. Private funds for federal projects is a different thing if it's something for just Trump. But it's just like the jet. The jet that was what Saudi Arabia gave to the United States. If it was just given to Trump, yes, there's a law. But if it's given to the United States and it's going to be used for ad nauseum for the country itself, it's not. And the ballroom's the same thing. That's already been disproven. If it's going to be for the country, if it was just for Donald Trump, and that's it, yes, there are major laws against that. But if it's for the country itself, you can use private funding. In fact, there's a lot of things throughout time in our government that was privately funded, taking pressure off taxpayers. And it was never a problem until Trump does it. Just saying. So I know for a fact that, yes, if it was just for Trump, and not actually the people's house, the White House, that's going to be used by everybody, yeah. Trump said he doesn't want support of anyone who wanted the Epstein files released. I'm done with the Epstein thing right now. I know it's your thing, but I'm not even going to talk about it right now. We're talking about other stuff. Everything leading back to the Epstein thing is just like people where if you stub your toe, it's the Jews. At this point, I'll say my piece on it that I've said before. I don't think there's anything there to give out that is going to give you the satisfaction or anybody else satisfaction we'd like, myself included. If we believe these ultra cabal, amazingly high-powered people just left evidence there, that is the height of, I don't know what to call it. There is no way these people would be that stupid. Hey, by the way, let's let all this evidence here. We have ultra mega power. People always talk about these are the super powerful and rich. They can do anything. So they didn't hide evidence? They didn't delete it? They just let it there for anybody to go, hey, if the wrong person gets in there, they could put this out? Nope. Anything that we would want to see, myself included, is gone. And the very fact that anybody wants to bitch and whine, we saw nothing under the Biden administration. Nothing. They had the whole government for a while. Why didn't you hear a word? Not a peep. And that includes Massey. That includes Ro Khanna. Not a peep. We've only got anything, even if it wasn't done right, under Trump. So, I'm not going to play this game that everything's a conspiracy because of Epstein. I think Epstein, even if he did want to release everything, even if everybody else had good intentions, there's a good chance they got in there and went, oh, shit. This ain't worth nothing. Because there is no way they would have let anything there. Especially if they saw, hey, Trump just got elected. Hit the incinerate button. If you believe they would let this damning evidence out there, I got a bridge to sell you in Nebraska that's oceanfront. I know that's your thing. Stick with it. Maybe you'll find everything, but you're never going to be happy with JFK. You're never going to be happy with Epstein, no matter what is released. There's always going to be something. Once anything becomes a conspiracy theory, no one will ever be happy. JFK, you name it, you keep going through them all, there's never going to be happy. So that's just the way it is, and I'm done talking about it. If something comes out in the future, we'll talk about it more. All right. We got a lot of other things going on right now. All right. And once again, okay, the last thing I'll say. If there was something in there on Trump, Democrats would have released it. If there was something in there on Trump's people or people around Trump, they would have released it. They tried to kill the man multiple times. You don't go to that extreme, but then sit on evidence that would bring him down. So, okay. All right. So, yeah, Trump had to call a dummy, and of course, Putz and Pearls. Is that the one I had, or where is it? Oh, no, that's something stupid. Has it ever been clear Donald Trump doesn't care about you? As he said, not even a little bit. When did he say that, Nancy? When did he say that? All right, so. Which one was it? Was it this? Oh. Nope, that's not it either. Thought I got things out of order somehow. All right, but no, that was one thing there. I'm just trying to move a little bit. Quickie on this. I did have this up here for a reason. Matt Von Swole, I cannot believe this. They just pulled down the Irina Zarutska mural in Providence, Rhode Island today. The mayor called her memorial divisive. Huh? A poor little skinny girl from the Ukraine gets stabbed to death in the neck by a 18 times, I believe, felon that shouldn't have been out. And, that's divisive? George Floyd got murals in every major city. It was called Unity. But Irina's face on a wall is divisive. Racism is real in this country, folks. Racism is real, and it's against white people. Come at me, lefties. Racism is real, and it's against white people. A criminal piece of shit like George Floyd gets himself off for being a dumbass, and his memorial is called Unity. This poor innocent girl who immigrated here was working a job, trying to stay away from the war and be something, got herself stabbed by one of the usual suspects who never should have been out. And that is divisive to have a mural about her. The racism is real, it is against white people. Come at me, lefties. Tell me how I'm wrong. Judges admitting, in fact, there's a judge, I believe in Chicago, or was it New York today, admitting after this person they just let out a month ago went out and killed some more people. And, well, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just didn't want to see another black man go to jail. You're a retard. Once again, Democrats are racist. You're looking at race. But as a judge, you should have been looking at, hey, this guy attempted murdered some people. You let him out early. You're an idiot. You looked at race. Democrats are racist against white people and black people when they're not giving them power. So they're just stupid. For political correctness, I let him out and I probably shouldn't have. You know, great, because now some people paid for it. Getting tired of this. All right. Let's see. This is a quick one here. Like I said, I got things to go through. I really kind of want to go over this Davis Hanson video. I really liked it. I kind of want to go over it, so I'm kind of moving on here. All right. Trump just torched. I'll check with you guys here as soon as we get through this. Trump just torched radical left rep Ro Khanna for trying to steal credit for the U.S. steel comeback. The steel comeback on Fox News. Dems destroyed our steel industry. President Trump saved it with strong tariffs. Now America's roaring back stronger than ever. It is true. No more letting these clowns rewrite history. Keep America first. I do agree that this is BS. They gutted our steel industry. Gutted it. Trump's tariffs, if you don't like them, you can say at least one good thing they've done is they've brought back the steel industry. Big time in this country. It's about damn time. But, oh no, Ro Khanna, let me see here. I think this is the right one. Like I said, I was running on a timetable trying to get on here, but I really wanted to. So I think volume, man, jack the volume up. All right, here we go. Virginia. Oh, sorry, I'll read this from Trump first. The sleazebag radical left congressman from the failed state of California, Ro Khanna. Sounds like a bad guy from Star Trek, you know? The wrath of Ro Khanna should not be allowed on Fox News unless you have an anchor who is capable of disputing his lies. Trump, you're making a mistake there. One, Fox News, except for the most of the primetime shows, The Five and Waters and a couple of the others, is actually pretty lefty in a lot of times. Those primetime shows are a little more center-right. So Trump's made a mistake there thinking, because it's on Fox, well, too bad, buddy. Unless you have an anchor who is capable of disputing his lies, one after another, and closing down his fake bullshit narrative, he is similar but worse than Hakeem Jeffries, only with a somewhat higher IQ. Oof. Jeffries taking a little double backhand there. This morning, he tried on behalf of the Democrats to take credit for the steel industry pouring, nice, back into the U.S., knowing full well the Dems, virtually destroyed it, and I saved it through strong tariffs. Plus, our country was dead during the last administration, and now it's hotter than ever before. Our country was dead because our president was dead. Our president, I mean, they had to stick up his butt to keep him standing. They all know it. It's hotter than ever before. We can't allow the Democrats to take credit for this. If elected, they will fully destroy our thriving and now respected nation. I will not let that happen, President Donald J. Trump. He's not totally wrong there, guys. A little wrong that thinking Fox News is going to help him.
Virginia Supreme Court striking down the voter-approved redistricting.
All right, I'm not after that.
In a number of states.
Not after that.
Congressman
There it is.
Ro Khanna. Thank you so much, Congressman, for joining us this morning.
I thought this is the right one.
Good morning, Jay.
I think if I'm wrong on this, I'll go hunt it down, but I thought I had the right one. He talked about redistricting, but I think he talked about the steel stuff in this.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the moms, and thank you for joining us. So on this redistricting, Politico writes this: Republicans have just won the redistricting war and boosted their slim hopes for holding the House. It's leaving Democrats, despite all the political wins in their favor, fearful that the House is back in.
Sorry, guys, that's as loud as that goes. That's why I'm trying to be quiet during a lot of these. I'll pause it if I'm actually going to talk. Slim hopes less. The funny thing is, if you think about this, after the lies of the U.S. Census from 2020, the last census was a lie. And then the Census Bureau come out and said, oopsie, we undercounted Republicans and overcounted Democrats. Well, we'll correct it in 2030. Hey, assholes, you already know what you miscounted. I keep going on about this. I'm not letting it go. They know what they miscounted. It should have been like, okay, here's the right numbers. That's it. It should have been done. The Democrats have had an overwhelming advantage given to them by the United States Census Bureau and the deep state part of them. I'm going to say it right now. It's corrupt. If this was the other way around, if they had undercounted Democrats and overcounted Republicans, they'd be like, whoop, stop, reverse it. Here's the right numbers. We have the right numbers. We'll reverse it now. But because it's the other way around, deep state said, no, we like these guys, so let's keep these numbers for 10 years. Democrats have had more House representatives, more money than they should have. Republicans have had less of each. In the presidential elections, they gave the Democrats an advantage in electoral college votes that they never should have had. The win against Kamala Harris was a fudging landslide. If you go and look at the census numbers that they messed up on, put those in place, oh my God, Trump beat the living, it's a saying, YouTube, electorally beat the living bejesus out of her. But oh no, we have to let it stand for 10 years. No. So this is right here, I'm sorry to this. Oh, these damn Republicans, how dare they? Screw you. Yeah, how dare the Republicans do what the Democrats have been doing for decades? Look at California, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, half the East Coast, where there's not a single Republican rep in a lot of states, even though they're 30 to 50% Republican. Screw you. Telling us, oh my God, those darn Republicans doing what we've been doing. Kiss my butt.
Play. What is your take on this? Do you feel at all that Democrats might have just wasted $65 million on a losing effort?
We're still going to win the House. The reason we're going to win the House is gas prices are up, food prices are up. People don't like the fact that we're in a war in Iran.
None of the food or gas prices, you could suddenly, they all went to the optometrist and got their eyes fixed. Under Biden, not a single of these jackasses ever saw the high gas and gas prices and inflation and everything. Never saw it. They're like, yep. Where are you on the Ukraine war, Ro? Yeah, where are you on the Afghanistan BS where we supplied $96 billion worth of weaponry to Al-Qaeda and, well, China bought some of it to get our secrets. Where were you, bud? Oh, Democrats went to the optometrist as a group election night. Now they can see dementia. Now they can see high gas prices and high inflation. Weird how that works. I can see it under Biden, and I can see the Trump level. Do I like it? No, but it's still way lower than it was under Biden. And even if it does get to about Biden levels, am I going to be happy? Frig no. Do I think Trump should do better? Yep. But I'm not a two-faced piece of shit that's only going to pee on Trump for it. No. If I'm going to be honest enough to piss on Biden's administration for it, I'm definitely going to, if it gets to the same levels under Trump, yeah, I'm going to be going, dude, do better. This is crap. But Ro, oh no. He's got to be, hey, damn. I didn't see nothing the last 4. Well, now, no, only under Trump do we see shit like this.
They don't like the fact that the Trump administration hasn't released the Epstein files or held the Epstein class accountable. But
what's there? What's there? Release it. These women could come out and say something. Nobody's going to jail these women. If they come out and say, this person diddled me, nobody's going to jail them. Nobody. You're going to tell me all these congressmen go, nope, I ain't protecting you. Bull. It's because there's nothing there. There's no evidence to back it up. That's unfortunate.
I was very disappointed in the Virginia Supreme Court
for following the Virginia
and then
Constitution.
You have the Supreme Court basically taking away black districts in the Deep South that Dr. King and John Lewis fought for. Martin
Luther King never wanted that. Martin Luther King never wanted that. He wants judged by your character, not the color of your skin. You made districts based on color of the skin. That's not Martin Luther King, you jackass. He's a lying jackass. Martin Luther King. I live for a day when my children will be, I'm not getting his word for word, will be seen for the content of their character, not the color of their skin. These were districts based on color of skin. How dare you invoke Martin Luther King Jr. over that, you piece of shit. Lying piece of shit. Martin Luther King is spitting in his grave faster than the engine in the Serenity. Follow that one.
So this isn't about winning the House. We're going to win back the House anyway. This is about...
Chances aren't as good now, bud. It's going to be damn tough, especially if they enforce and more Democrats go, oh my God, I have balls. Holy crap, there's nuts down there. And actually do what some have already done and stand up and go, yeah, we're done with this. You are redistricting like crazy. So are we. Fine. Time to go. And you've already redistricted yourself to the hilt, Democrats. You have whole areas of the country where it's 30 to 50% Republican without a single Republican rep. Spare me, Ro Khanna. Spare me, Democrats. Screw you. You're just mad the Republicans found their balls and are actually doing what you've been doing. And there's still a lot of them clutching their pearls and go, oh my God, I don't want to dirty my hands and do that. If they do, though, Democrats are buried. And don't give me this, well, that's not right. Our government's based on this. It has been based on this. When Democrats have been doing this for decades, my home state of Illinois, look at the little snake going through it. The same thing going through Louisiana. Look at half the East Coast where it's all blue, even though that ain't all blue people living there. Spare me. Our system has already been like this. It's just been one party overwhelmingly doing it. Have Republicans done it? Oh, yeah. But Democrats have overwhelmingly been using this in our government to gain advantage, to cheat elections, to grab power. So don't spare me the BS that, oh God, these Republicans are there. They're screwing up our system. No. They're just playing what's good for the goose is good for the gander. What's good for the donkey is good for the elephant. And Democrats never like a level playing field. They do not. Look through history. They do not like a level playing field. That's why Nick Fuentes is wrong when he says, well, I don't think the Democrats will do what they're saying. Yes, they will. They damn will. Look what they said they were going to do when Biden was running, and look what they did. They even tried to do more. The government door to disinformation, they tried to get that through. So Nick is wrong there.
Reversing some of the progress we made in the civil rights movement.
There was some reporting,
Yes.
though, that even...
How dare one vote be one vote and we not give a shit about your color?
And the governor there in Virginia knew that this might not survive a court review and that it was, in conflict with the state's constitution. But you call it overturning an election. I mean, how do you square those two?
Well, there was an election. I believe that the voters of Virginia clearly...
You can't vote on something against your constitution, you jackass. That's not the way it works. They have rules on their state constitution like we do the United States Constitution. You don't just go, well, because we really want to win and we lied to the people and we got it through. Also, they did this crap. If you look, they did this BS shoving this vote in there after a lot of people had already placed their mail-in ballots. It's another reason I like mail-in ballots. Because you can vote for an election, which is you're an idiot doing it, by the way. If you go early voting, you are a partisan jackass who should never, ever vote in our country again. Because there's a lot of people in Virginia who look and said, hey, what the frig? I didn't vote for this. I don't want this. Too bad. Democrats already got you to put in your mail-in ballot months earlier. That's the other problem. They did this after tons of mail-in ballots were already cast. They didn't even bring this out and mention it in the open until then. They rigged the election. They lost because they lied and tried to go around their Constitution, and they lied and brought it out after the mail-in ballots were already cast. Fuck you, Democrats. Come on. Some Democrat, come in here and tell me how I'm wrong. I'm not.
Spoke, and the Virginia Supreme Court should have deferred to what the Virginia voters wanted.
In spite of your Constitution. Imagine if the Republicans, sorry guys, I will try to play more, let's stop it. Imagine if Donald Trump put some initiative out there for the American people to vote on that was unconstitutional, against the United States Constitution, and the American public voted for it. 52% of all of America voted for it, and they go, okay, it's law. You think the Democrats would be going, hey, mother effer, that's against our Constitution? They'd be screeching and screaming, Trump is a fascist, Trump is a king, Trump is Hitler, take him down. That's exactly what they'd be doing. Democrats are hypocrites. Actually, not even hypocrites. They're just pure evil. If Trump did that, they'd be screeching about going into that White House and pulling him out. He went against our Constitution. But they did it. And he goes, well, they should just defer to the voters. Screw the Constitution. And screw the fact that we didn't put this initiative out there until after all the mail-in ballots were already in and done. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when I do this too quick after the gym. A little worked up still. So yeah, what a dick. I will try to move on, and I'll get to you guys as soon as this is over. If I get there.
But the bigger problem, in my view, I mean, I'm opposed to that Virginia decision, but the bigger problem is the Supreme Court, which is basically saying, you can take away Jim Clyburn's district in South Carolina. I mean, think about that. For 100 years after Jim Crow, we did not have a single black man.
It's funny because in Louisiana, the state that started this, the Democrat rep they had in this black district was white. There was a black woman that was trying to win and could never win because of the way the Democrats had rigged the dang system, that district. So he's okay with the white Democrat having the black district, but not the black Republican actually getting the job. Oh my God, spare me. The people, the Democrats' followers and supporters are either pure evil or just so effing stupid they should not be allowed to vote. They don't know any of this. It's like, oh my God, Trump's taking away. No, go look it up. They know nothing. Dude, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm a pretty good mechanic. Actually, I'm a good mechanic. I'm a decent to middling auto tech. I'm not like one from my friends who's got the ultra mega electronics diagnostics, all levels stuff. But I'm pretty goddamn good. I've been a master tech for 30 years, so I'm not a total tard. But I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, and I know more than 99% of these people I try to debate with and talk with. That's scary.
Member in South Carolina. The first black member after the 1890s was Jim Clark.
Stop looking at race.
The Supreme Court is saying you can take away that district, so you may not have any black.
They're mad. They're mad that we can't look at race. Democrats are racist. One side wants to just look at the one vote, one person done. They want to go, well, we got to look at the race, gender, what they call themselves, what furry costume they're wearing. Hey, by the way, 5-year-olds should be able to choose their gender and vote. Democrat.
Member from South Carolina, where slavery actually came through the port of Charleston. That is not about politics.
Callback.
And that's what I find really concerning.
The counter argument to a lot of this, though, is that Republicans have brought this on themselves. That they had a lot.
You mean
more
Democrats?
Ground.
Democrats have brought this on themselves. Geez, lady. I don't know if that was a oopsie on her part. It's Democrats that brought this on themselves. They rushed as soon as they won Virginia, saying they weren't going to do this shit and did it. Then when Indiana made a deal with Maryland, hey, we won't do this dumb redistricting stuff if you want Maryland. Said, okay, cool. As soon as the session was done with Indiana, they said, Maryland said, ha ha, and went and did it anyway. Democrats have brought this on themselves. Go look at the East Coast where everything is blue, even though it's 30 to 50% by state, Republican voters. Look at Illinois. Just saying. So she either blurbed or said that blonde is soaked in.
To, sort of trod when trying to do this effort in the first place, and that it backfired on the Democrats.
You know what I find scary? I know, guys, I'm dragging here. Do you know what I find scary? The fact that some Dumbo sitting in his den in the basement, surrounded by sci-fi, pop culture, weird stuff, with a game walkthrough in the background, sitting here in a Tron t-shirt, can talk better than this Dumbo. Than this chick who's probably paid, she's just a Sunday chickie poo. I'm sure she's probably paid, $500,000, $1 million a year. Jeez. Do better, guys.
Democrats. Here's what one Tennessee
and she can't do nothing on her earpiece or reading something. These people have no idea what it's like to just live stream. People talk, I've heard some YouTubers say, live streaming is so lowbrow. There's others that say the opposite. The ones that say the opposite are right. When you're making a video, and for those of you who make videos on YouTube and have a script, I don't feel for you as much. I like people like Ryan Kittle and other people that sit down and just do it. That takes brains, a brain that keeps rolling and can go and think on its feet. Yes, brains with feet. You know what? Whether I get all the words right or not, or I screw up, I'll backtrack. I can think on my feet. These people cannot. And live streaming people, no matter what your platform, even if the person's a lefty, live streaming is much more intensive than just make a video. So this chick can't even do it. So some dum-dum in his basement, though. And I don't do it for little blurbs. I can do it for hours.
I believe this really started in New York. If you remember, there were 3 Republicans who won unexpectedly. New York immediately redistricted to take them out of office, and that kind of set the stage for Texas to take action. California then took action. Obviously, we saw Virginia. They recently, the irregularity in how California went about it, they violated their own
Illinois, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
So I guess my question is, was this a mistake to start with, to go down this road that, Republicans had the potential to come out on the winning end of it anyway?
Well, the Democrats didn't want to do this. Donald Trump.
Yeah, they did. The Democrats just depended on Republicans being, say it with me, everybody, pussies, as usual. They go, the Republicans are limp-wristed weasels. They won't do nothing. They'll whine. Come on, look at those idiots in Indiana. They made a deal with Maryland. Maryland said, and did it afterwards. But Indiana didn't go back in session, then go, fine, then we're going to do it. The Indiana Republicans went, oh my God, we fell for it. Well, nothing we can do now. That's what they depended on. Democrats depended on the Republicans being the limp-wristed weenies they always are. Some Republicans turned out not to be. They said, nope. Even SCOTUS, the Supreme Court justices woke up and go, hey, this is an existential threat to the country. They're doing this. You can't have just one side. In an ideal world, nobody'd be doing this crap. But they go, well, if one side's been doing it for 40 plus years, there ain't no way we're going to fully stop that. So we're going to go, here you go, other side. That's exactly what happened. I will get through this, I swear, guys.
Did mid-district.
Chat amongst yourselves.
Mid-decade redistricting in Texas.
God, I'm never going to get through this. Dude, Trump was not kidding. And I didn't watch all this before. I didn't want to. This is my reactions. That's not what happened. Texas tried to redistrict in 2020 like they're supposed to. And then when they were going to do stuff about it, about the redistricting, the Biden administration came in and sued them and said no. They've been stuck in a lawsuit hell until Trump came back in. They put an injunction on them and did not allow Texas to redistrict when they're supposed to. So the BS lie, Texas tried to redistrict in the middle of the decade. Bull. They tried to do it on time. Biden administration said no because they wanted to preserve Democrat votes, which didn't help. Commie Cammy still lost. Imagine if the Texas had been allowed to redistrict before the election. Ooh, would have once again made an even bigger landslide. So the Trump DOJ came in and said, okay, we're going to stop this. Nope, drop the case. Done. And Texas could finally redistrict. All it was delayed. They had the plans already from 2020, guys. So this bullshit. Thing is, this is what's the problem. People, Ro Khanna, and I'm going after you, Tim Pool, for this one. I ain't going to respond to my tiny channel, but come on. Tim Pool, Ro Khanna is one of the good Democrats. He is not. He's lying his ass off right here. He knows it wasn't a midterm redistricting job. They tried to do it 5-6 years ago. The Biden administration stopped them. Only until when the Trump DOJ dropped the case could they actually carry it out. It's the Democrats' fault. See, the Democrats, once again, they do shit that comes back and bites them in the nuts. Not the ass. Already chewed that thing off. They're into the scrotes now. They keep doing stuff that bites them in the balls, and you got Ro Khanna sitting there lying to you. Tim Pool, shut the fuck up, saying Ro Khanna's a good one. I've heard him say that multiple times. I agree with Tim Pool about 60% of the time. The other 40%, Tim Pool needs to fucking just shut the fuck up. This is one. Ro Khanna is as big a liar as any of the Democrats. Stop saying he's one of the better ones. No, he's not. He has lied so many times here, I can't get through this 6-minute video. God dang. Come on, Tim. Let's see you and Ian Crossland go through this. And then tell me afterwards, oh, but Ro Khanna's one of the good ones.
We in California said, we don't want to redistrict in California.
Yeah, you have. Because you'd already done your state.
They didn't have a truce. They escalated. So the Democrats never wanted to do
lie.
It. We cannot unilaterally disarm. But Jackie,
lie.
The more important issue is not Republican versus Democrat. It's why are people targeting black seats in the South? Some of these...
I need to make a hotkey on here where I just hit a key and it just has the siren to the purge and then liar, liar. I just need that. I need to figure out how to do that. God, save my voice if I just hit the button.
The first time a black member was elected since Jim Crow ended. Why are we eliminating those districts? That is the racial justice issue here.
What racial justice? All it's saying is everybody's vote is equal. Like Martin Luther King Jr. wanted. That's it. Who gives a shit? You shouldn't give a shit about race for votes. Dumbass.
I could go on about this topic for a little while, but I want to get your thoughts on the China trip because you're doing this tour across three states, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Michigan, talking about competition with China. And I want to ask, what do you hope to achieve with that? And how does it relate, if any, to what the president's trying to effort overseas next week?
Here we go.
Well, I heard your earlier report, and I hope the president's going to get a better deal for our soybean farmers. I mean, the reality is that our soybean farmers are hurting, our corn farmers are hurting. We need to have more export markets opened in China and around the world. The second thing we learned is that China has been bringing in investment into the United States and having some of these factories open up that are hiring people who are undocumented, abusing hours. There's a...
Oh, but wait. But Democrats love China, and they love the illegals. Huh. Weird.
A glass manufacturer in Ohio, that cannot go on. The president needs to make it clear to China that they should not be opening up manufacturing in the United States, subsidizing it and violating the law.
He's a liar. Trump has done everything to minimize China in this country. Trump has gone after China around the Panama Canal. He's gone after them in South America. He's gone after them in the Middle East, hurting them. This whole thing in Iran is damaging the shit out of China. But he's always helping China. God, you guys. It's the next Russia. He's an undercover Russian agent. Shut up. Once again, Tim Pool, come on. Go through this video. I want to hear you and your panel talk about Ro Khanna being one of the good ones again.
And the final point is
almost done, guys, with this one.
Engaged in subsidies of their industry.
There's
and dumping.
dogs down
When
there.
I was in Cleveland at the Port of Cleveland, I was horrified to see Chinese steel there. Why aren't we getting that from Cleveland Cliff or an American steel company?
Do you feel that this?
Oh my God. Are you kidding? You guys went after Trump for putting the steel tariffs in place. God, you do not hate this guy and the Democrats enough. Remember when Trump put the steel tariffs in place? They screeched. They screamed. Yet now they turn around and go, but it's not enough. Which is it, Ro? It doesn't matter. Democrats have no true beliefs except what gives them power or a talking point in the moment. He's 100% talking out of the other end of his body right now.
This is a bipartisan issue in Congress.
I do. John Molinar, who's the chair of the China Committee, and I have worked together. We don't want any
I'll bet you have.
Chinese-connected cars in the United States. We need to protect American cars. We want to have
I don't know, how many Chinese car companies do we have in America? Japanese, lots. Korean, yes. How many Chinese ones? Just saying.
steel be American steel, not be importing Chinese steel. And we don't want China playing unfairly. I mean, there's some of these companies that they're setting up in the United States, they're not, they're violating labor laws, and they simply are not competing on a level playing field.
All I can say is you don't hate this guy enough.
And so I'm the top Democrat on the China Committee, and on these issues, I often work closely with John Molinar, who's the chair.
Great. Congressman Ro Khanna.
What a jackass. All right, let me catch up with you guys and we'll move on. All right, sorry, guys. Let's see. All right. Okay, so we're still stuck on the quartering thing, too. Okay. I don't care about the quartering. I think the quartering, everybody just sue him. If there's nothing to sue him over, then let him die off. All this energy is just making the quartering have a little bit of a second life. Let him die off. Let him go into obscurity. As for what Chrissy Mayer did, I haven't even watched it yet. I want to. I want to see what she did. I really do. I didn't know I had to skip through a lot of Friday Night Tights because, as I said, we don't want to be talking. We're not really going to talk about it much, and they spend the next 40 minutes talking about it. As a lot of people said, dude, shut the fuck up about it. I was trying to watch it live. A lot of people are like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Get to what we watch your channel for. I think a lot of it's because Jeremy was on there, and Jeremy has found one of his new little grift points, and he's not making fun of him. He's a good grifter, but he found a new grift point and went with it and drug it onto Friday Night Tights. And it shouldn't have been there. Okay. Let's see. We need U.S. steel foundries and processing mills. We are building some. In fact, there are a few being built. And they wouldn't be happening, and the steel industry in Pennsylvania wouldn't be doing much better except for Trump. So Ro Khanna is a full of shit son of a bitch. He just is. My opinion, Ro. You're full of crap. It was hard to get through 6 minutes of, good God. Trump's tweet was actually light on that. How you doing, Jim Patterson? What's up? That's why the Supreme Court made sure the ruling went into effect immediately. 100%. 100%. That's why the Democrats wanted to hold off. They wanted to try to still squeak everything in. They wanted the fix to stay in one more time. All right. How you doing tonight, Mr. Patterson? I keep wanting to go to the Matrix every time I say it. Mr. Patterson, you believe the rules do not apply to you. Still one of the best movies of all time. The original Matrix did not need a sequel. The Matrix, done. Stands on its own. Some of the graphics are really cool in the second and third one, but the story went way downhill. All right. How you doing, Jim? I know I'm behind, guys, but I really like to chat, even if I disagree with people like Jay Watterson. No, we disagree. Probably, I don't know. I think Jay Watterson and I probably agree with him more than I do Tim Pool. Probably about a 65% ratio. Tim's about a 60. All right. Starmer banned Dominic. Whoa, I'm trying to catch. There we go. Dominic Tarsinski. from entering the UK because he was set to appear as a speaker at Tommy Robinson rally. What? Wait. So, free speech loving UK. I'm sorry. It's hard to say with a straight face. Free speech loving UK will ban somebody because, oh, he doesn't align with my political stance. Huh. Yeah, you guys are in some deep shite over there. Hang on, guys. Give me a sec. I want to grab another soda real quick. I got to keep watering my voice box. Right back. Sometimes you have to water the voice box of liberty with Dr. Pepper. Oh, crap. Friend of mine, John, reminded me how good Dr. Pepper is. I hadn't had Dr. Pepper in a while. I keep seeing him drink it, so I'm like, I haven't had Dr. Pepper in a while. So I got Dr. Pepper Zero, and it's like, okay, now I remember why it's good. God. All right. I'll say with this right now. The UK is starting to fight back, which is great. But I'd say about 6 months, a year ago, I would say where you were giving the Democrats little wet dream hard-ons because they wanted to be where you were. Well, UK and Germany. Germany, who also is bragging on 60 Minutes about how they arrest people for social media posts. Great. This is one I'll bet Jim Patterson's going to agree with me on. Andrew, I think you do too. You know, you're not in America, but I think you're going to agree. Jay Watterson, I think you and I have already discussed this. I think America should not be allies with people who are arresting their citizens and, for free speech and rigging elections, trying to stop speakers from coming in because it speaks to the other party and the other groups. I'm not sure we should be allied with that anymore. I personally think that America needs to pull out of NATO and pull out of the UN, 100%. We can still get involved in wars or conflicts when we want to, but we have to be beholden financially to always supporting these goddamn things, these agencies, giving us so much weaponry, so much of our time, so many of our people, so much aid. Done. All right. Now, Jack's now. Actually, I don't think he's down here. There's a dog down here. I think there's a dog on the couch. I don't know which one. You're live while I'm working. Hey, Rad, what's up, bud? Dr. Pepper gross. Hey! I will say I can drink Dr. Pepper for about a week or two. And then after that, I'm like, okay, I need to go to something else. I actually think the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, not diet, the Zero Sugar version is better than the original, than the regular. I think it's got a better taste. Okay. So Rad comes in hot and has to be a Democrat. Only Democrats say Dr. Pepper's gross. Oh, how you doing, Rad? Andrew, 100,000%. Does that mean you're agreeing that maybe NATO, America shouldn't be involved in NATO? I think that's what you're saying, so I agree. I agree. All right. See, someone from LA got arrested for leaking info to China. Yes, another person, another Democrat in California arrested for being a Chinese spy, helping China. Oh my God. The fact that this isn't a big enough deal. Feinstein had people on her staff that were Chinese spies. We already know about Fang Fang. and this chick. Dude, what is it with Democrats? Democrats can't stop being traitors, guys. It's craziness. Andrew, you're preaching to me, buddy, but Red Bull's expensive for the tiny cans. I love energy drinks, but I'm taking a break because I am a caffeine hoe. I'll say hoe. The WH word sometimes gets me in trouble on here, but I'm a caffeine hoe. I like my pre-workouts. I like my caffeine, everything. But I was backing it down a little. But I love my C4. I love, I do like Red Bull, but it's expensive. I like, let's see, the Reign and all the others. Bang. Oh, I love energy drinks. But I'm backing off. I was trying to lower my caffeine level a little. As you can tell, I think I've had enough for today. This is low, if none. I'm not sure it has any. Yeah, that is very low caffeine. But yeah, so I can go with you. All right. If U.S. pulls out of NATO, there will be a war between the U.S. and NATO. Okay. That's acceptable to me. That's acceptable to me, Jay Watterson. I mean, I'm going to put my money on us. And I don't think it's between all of NATO. There are some countries in NATO that will not back, that they are also kind of disgusted with it and tired of it too. So I think we would not be alone, and I think we can take them. If they want to be stupid, and I'll say this right now, if we pulled out of NATO and the other NATO, some of the NATO countries wanted to go to war against us, one, sorry, Andrew, I'm not going after you, bud. I feel for you. Trust me. People in America are horrified by the shape of your military, your Navy, and your Air Force right now. We are horrified. That is insane. But I'm telling you right now, Germany, France, UK ain't got a leg to stand on to go against us. Because we've been supplying their protection for so long, they've let their shit slip. It's not going to be close. But I will say this, if anybody goes against us, it's time to go back to the way war used to be. When you win, you get the spoils and you keep it. So any country that went against us, I'd be like, you're ours. You just became United States territories. That's that. You know, I'm not playing this, we'll take you over, and then we'll be nice and rebuild you. Nope. I agree, NATO have not held their part. Trump stated multiple times, yeah. No, we don't need NATO. NATO needs us. NATO and the UN both suckle off the United States teat. Which, well, it might be Florida. Maybe not teat. Okay. You can think about that one yourself. But yeah, they do. They suckle off the United States. Without the United States, neither would be there. Also, neither would have the backing. The big stick that NATO and UN like to yell at America, how dare you do that? But they'd purposely leave everything to us to do. So it's a Kobayashi Maru again, my friends. If America doesn't do it, you're bad. If they do it, you're bad. Just saying. Keep in mind, United Nations didn't do a damn thing about China and the panda flu, guys. Nobody's ever held China to account for that crap. And now this hantavirus. And Rad, please tell me, Rad, I know you're working, bud. If you have heard this, I don't know if this is true. I've heard this twice, that this hantavirus version has already been traced because it went missing from some place in a lab in Australia a year or two ago. And now it's popped up on a cruise ship. Just in time for the midterm elections in America. Weird. I'm not 100% sure that's true, but I've heard that twice now. That it went missing from a lab in Australia a year or two ago. And I'm not saying Australia did something. I'm saying some nefarious mother effers grabbed it and going, hey, You know, probably Chinese. I'm just saying. All right. All right, the UK don't even have a military. Well, you do have a military. In fact, I think you have some great soldiers. I have some friends who were in the United States military, multiple divisions, who say they loved working with some of the UK guys. They loved it. But they even have told me years ago that they felt bad for some of the UK guys because they didn't seem to get the support from their government after they were out of the military, even compared to how our government does so bad. And even when they're on service, they don't have the backing to really be as effective as they could be. They felt kind of bad for them. A friend of mine was telling me that how him and his platoon would help out some of the UK guys over in the Middle East and give some weaponry, ammo, and stuff over to them and just quartermaster some more, saying, well, when our Humvee, some guys broke in and grabbed when we were on patrol or something. They were helping them. And that was then. So, yeah. I think you do have a military. It's just the expensive stuff. For bringing in all the illegals, you had to have the money come from take the money from somewhere. It doesn't grow on trees or come out of immigrants' butts. You had to take it from somewhere. Well, you took it from the Navy, you took it from the Air Force. That's unfortunate. I expect others to be lifted. Yeah, that's another reason I think America needs to get out of NATO and United Nations. It's time for other countries to stop depending on us. Hell, America, it's time for us to stop spending the money on them. Fix our shit. Let other nations grow. I'm sorry. When these nations are older than us telling America to grow up, no. It's time they grow up, put on their big boy pants, and do their own Navy and Air Force and everything again. You know? Hell, if you want stuff, come buy. We'll sell to you. Come on. But yeah, they're trying to put the big boy pants on and get your own militaries back. And I think if America pulls out, it would make the rest of the world really have to defend themselves again. And I think that would make the world a little better. I really do. Some people, well, it's going to start conflicts. Maybe. But I think it's going to stop some conflicts or make other people so they have to get along. It's like when more people carry firearms walking around in the public. In cities where people are allowed to carry, there's a lot less crime because bad guys are going, nah, that person can fight back. But in other areas where they can't, the bad guy goes, ha-ha, this person can't fight back. Get them. Same concept. NATO are split. Yes. There's a lot of people who don't even listen to the European Union anymore. There's members of the European Union that are still in it that'll go, we're not doing your immigration crap. Screw you. So, yeah. Even the European Union split. Bring it, freedom. Andrew. All right, guys, let's move on real quickly here. Spencer Pratt. What do you guys think? Spencer Pratt running for LA mayor. Lefties are melting down about this guy. But, man, I don't want to get into the whole debate thing. If you go back and look at the debate against Karen Basura, and the other, I can't forget the other chick's name. She is a far leftist. She almost makes Karen Bass look centrist. Oh my gosh. It's a saying, YouTube, politically slaughtered them. He made them look like idiots. And, he's got some good ads. Let's see here. This is one of them. Yeah, let me get this on. Make sure the sound is up. And this might be really loud. I don't know. Good grief. There. I can control my sound.
I'm Karen Bass, and I'm running on my accomplishments.
This is a Spencer Pratt ad using AI. This is what AI can do, guys.
Los Angeles on fire. Mayor nowhere to be found.
We were so prepared for wildfires. I didn't even have to be in the country when the town burned. Woo! I've addressed the homeless problem. Now, most of them won't stab you as long as you don't make eye contact. Our climate change policy is so strong, we've brought down energy use in the Palisades by 99%.
This is a political ad, YouTube. Come after me for some copyright thing. This is a United States political ad. If they put copyright music in there, go after them. This is politics. This is under fair use because of United States political campaigns. This is a actual political campaign ad.
Almost none of the needles in children's playgrounds have AIDS on them. If you like the last 4 years, you're going to love the next 4. Vote Bass. I'm Karen.
Woo! Then the gunshot at the end. Good job. Yeah, these Democrats. I answered this one. Spencer Pratt from Mayor of Los Angeles. What could go wrong? Electing an obnoxious reality TV star to public office. They even called him Spencer Pratt, dipshit, dirtbag, MAGA scum. California won't or need your bull crap. So I answered this. I said, yeah, he might let the city burn down. Ha ha. Oh, Nithya Raman, yes. Mrs. Noodle, Miss Noodles, ramen noodles. First it was ramen noodles, and now it's Rahman running for office. But yeah, I answered, yeah, he might let the city burn down. Oof. I thought that was pretty good of me. Let's see. Padilla just enforced. Is this the one? No. There's one here I've got. This is the one I really like. But yeah, the other two, Karen Bass and Rahman, dropped out of the next debate with him. This is crazy. Oh, this is great. Democrats made this ad. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm going to put this on bigger screen. I don't know if you've seen this. I think this is the ad. If I'm wrong, I'll go back and find it. But I think this is the ad. Democrats made this trying to own Pratt. And it just backfired. Bunch of people in California go, well, yeah, that's what we want, you dumbasses. Democrats are so out of touch with this average person out there. Even in California. Lefty-ass Californians. They're even out of touch with them. Or Californians are going, no. Oh my God, these guys are so... Democrats are on the wrong side of every single thing Americans care about these days.
Republican Spencer Pratt is the last thing Los Angeles
Wait
needs
for this.
for mayor. Pratt opposes using taxpayer money to build brand new houses for our unhoused neighbors.
Yes!
Saying it's time for the homeless to get help or get out.
Yes!
Pratt thinks LA needs thousands more police officers rather than more social workers. And Republican Spencer Pratt thinks public employee unions should have less power, not more. LA is on the right track and needs to stay the course. Vote no on Republican Spencer Pratt.
And I love this. Look at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it. Funding details at ethics. I shit you not. Ethics at lacity.gov. Those things do not go together. Ethics and lacity.gov. None of those words should be anywhere near the same email address or sentence. They thought this was an own on Spencer Pratt. If Spencer Pratt was smart, he would just play this ad and at the end go, this ad is approved by me. I'm Spencer Pratt and I approve this message. That's what he should do. And if he's already done it, if any of you guys know he's already done it, link it. I will pull it up because he really should. He could just, they've paid the money to make him an ad. All he's got to do is sit down with a webcam, play it, and then do a little blurb of him at the end. I'm Spencer Pratt, and I approve this message. Oh my God. That would be one of the biggest political owns. That would be Trump 2016. I'd lock her up political level. That would just be epic. But they thought this was an own, guys. And even a lot of Democrats are going, oh. Or they're going, yeah, we don't want to spend any more money in this crap. And yeah, social workers ain't gonna fix the problem. Bunch of tards. I'd like to see Spencer Pratt win, but it's looking like Nithya will. Which is crazy because she is a far left lunatic. Even though Karen Bass tried to help out the, not Maduro, Castro administration. It's like, so yeah, she's a communist. But Nithya is a far left doofus. But yeah, she probably will win, but he's actually polling at around 30%. That is crazy. For a city like LA, whoa. That right there, even when he loses, if he loses, I'm hoping he wins, but hey, that is another nuke for Democrats. That he's polling at 30+% in LA, one of their biggest strongholds. They just can't get it through their asses that I gave up on getting it through their heads. I'm trying to go the other way now. It's the only way. We've already found out going in this way ain't going to do it. Yeah, just chill. Actually, you're probably doing the most since they have cranial rectal insertion disorder. The head is already up the butt, so you're inserting. It doesn't matter which one you insert it in. It's all shit. But yeah, woof. I would like to see Spencer Pratt win, but I don't think he's going to. But man, the guy has come out of nowhere and just, holy crap. Let's see. Bass has no chance. Oh, Bass is screwed. Bass is screwed, 100%. But I do think it's funny that Nithya also dropped out of the next debate. He just, them. He screwed them over real good in that. It's a saying, YouTube. In that dang debate. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. There's some definite lol cow moments in it. Yeah, let's see. Rubio calling out the UN for blocking UK to control immigration. Oh, yeah. He should, Andrew. He should. It's yeah, I don't know. The UN, like I said, the UN is a joke. It's a joke. When one other country in the Security Council, just one country, can say nope and nothing gets done, all the other countries that vote yes are stopped because one country in the Security Council goes, nope. That's stupid. Especially, I'm sorry, how about this? Your power to say no or yes goes by how much money, troops, equipment, and aid you supply to that group. Whether it's NATO or UN. Which, by that point, sorry guys, it's the United Nations of United States then. So, I'm tired of these people that don't put crap in saying no. Get nothing done. Bass is worried that she'll be prosecuted for the Palisades fire cover-up if she loses. She should be. She should be. And I would even say Gavin Newsom should be. He knew what was going on. He talked up, we were saving the smelt. We saved a fishy that nobody likes. Well, that's great. You saved a fishy and got people killed. That was worth it. Bass and Nithya are essentially the same when it comes to how, I don't know. Everything I've seen says Raman is actually farther left than Bass. They say she is pretty much Democrat socialist, far left territory. But I haven't watched enough. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen some of her and I've read a little bit and she seems pretty far left. But we do have to figure out that, yes, Bass did work for Castro. Was it Castro or was it Maduro? I might be wrong. But she was one of the little, she called him El Jefe or the King or something at one time. So I could be wrong which one, but this ad is hilarious to me. That they thought this would be an own. All right, guys. Let's see. I haven't checked Rumble in a while, so for my two viewers on Rumble, sorry about that. Let's see here. Hour and 42, not a big deal. I want to be on for a while. All right, guys. If you haven't, hit thumbs up. And if you're watching this later, please give me a thumbs up. You don't have to subscribe, but at least give me that. I haven't heard from Buckle Bunny since the last email I mentioned on my, last stream or stream before. But Bunny, if you are out there, I hope you're doing better, hon. So I will try to email her again and see any updates on how she's doing and all of her other stuff going on in her life, too. All right. Last thing I do want to do here in a minute, though, is this Daily Signal video of Victor Davis Hanson. It's a great video, guys. In fact, I'll link it. Give me a second here. I have to do this the weird way since I'm on this setup. Hang on here. Someday I'll learn how to do this better. Oops, I need this, and I'll link it here. But I want to go over this Victor Davis Hanson video. Oop, there it is. Because I think it's really worth the time. So, yeah. Sorry, guys, I'm not as polished as some of them. I am the lone gunman in an actual den. Sitting here, teach myself this stuffs. And I do might well sometimes. All right. Let me see here. Thank you very much, Andrew. I do appreciate it, bud. It's weird. I think I come on at the bad times for a lot of people in other countries, but I have A decent amount of people from out of America that watch me compared to America. I don't know what that means. Oh, thank you very much. All right, but I don't know if you guys know who Victor Davis Hanson is. I did not know until about 8-9 months ago, maybe a year. And I don't know how I ran into him. The guy isn't perfect, but he makes a lot of sense. In fact, here, I'm going to let their ad play. I'm going to nix it. Get by their ad so I can, while I'm talking. Booking.com. Booking.now or whatever like they're saying. But he really, I agree with him a good amount. And I don't know if that makes me a conservative. I don't think so. I don't think he's full conservative, or is he? But I can disagree with him on some stuff. But he really states things really nice. Oops, sorry. Good grief. Skip. Okay. Pause. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Victor Davis Hanson, but I like a lot of what he says. And if this moves me a little more to the right, I'm sorry, because I don't want to be either. But he's really good. This is only a 12-minute video, and I will try. I still have to talk, especially if I'm going to use some of his stuff. But I put the link in the chat on YouTube, on the YouTube chat. Sorry, Rumblers. But I think this is well worth listening to, guys. So we'll talk about this, and feel free to chime in your thoughts. I know you guys aren't shy, so yeah. All right, let me blow this up. And here we go. Oop, I gotta reboot these real quick. That's only, and these things, some days they stay on a lot longer. I wish I could get my boast to work on this.
I'd like to talk a bit about democratic nihilism.
By the way, I think a lot of you guys are gonna go, oh F, he's right. He nails this.
It has to do with Trump derangement syndrome. There's something about Donald Trump. I don't know what it is entirely. His Queen's accent, his appearance, his utter disdain for the media, the academic world, the deep state, the corporate boardroom. I don't know what it is.
All the above. All the above. They hate everything about him. They've turned Trump into the boogeyman. He sleeps under your bed. He's in the closet, in your head. What song? Ha ha! I'm betting all of you already know the song. Didn't fool you for a second, I'm betting.
He drives the left into kind of a state of madness. And you can see it with some of their leaders. They've descended into utter nihilism. There's no consistency. By that I mean the Democratic Party, such as it is in the last 10 years, at least.
I'll let it go for a second after this, but it's just like I say. The Democrats have no true beliefs. It gives them power in the moment. That's what he just said in a better way, maybe. Or maybe not in as good a way. Maybe my way is better.
From the advent of Barack Obama bears
I'll back up a second.
See it with some of their leaders. They've descended into utter nihilism. There's no consistency. By that I mean the Democratic Party, such as it is in the last 10 years, at least from the advent of Barack Obama, bears no resemblance to what we saw as lately as the 90s, the 92 and 96 Democratic platforms. They seem like Republican platforms.
I believe that together we can make America great again.
So what has happened?
What has happened? They've gone knuckin' futs. They've gone nuts. They could feel themselves losing power, and they had to fight. Make stuff up. They had to call in the sheep.
Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. I'd like to talk for a bit about democratic nihilism. By that I mean the Democratic Party, such as it is in the last 10 years, at least from the advent of Barack Obama, bears no resemblance to what we saw as lately as the 90s, the 92 and 96 Democratic platforms.
Well, remember, a lot of people agree that Donald Trump is just a mid-90s Democrat. That's how far they've gone. In the 90s, Trump would have been considered a Democrat with the beliefs he has now. Crazy.
They're almost, they seem like Republican platforms. So what has happened? And I think the answer is they've descended into utter nihilism. Take Iran. Last year, when Donald Trump had not yet bombed the nuclear facilities in Iran, but had threatened to and then had extended negotiations, the Democrats came up with the word taco. Trump always chickens out. And they presented the image of a fickle president that was too afraid to take on Iran, which they said had to be taken on.
Yep.
And then suddenly he did this, and now they're calling him a warmonger that's going to cause World War III and destroy the economy.
100% right there. That is a biggie. Remember the taco? They showed Trump cowering. There were memes out there. Trump cowering in front of Iran, being scared of them. The Ayatollah holding something down and pointing at Trump. Trump going, a taco. Trump chicken's out. He's scared of Iran. He won't do it. He should. Somebody should go. They should take him down. Then as soon as he does it, they flip right the other way. No true beliefs. Is that what gives them power in the moment? How many of you guys remember that? And by the way, you're right. Jay Waters and Metallica has been good since the Black Album. But yep. That was my word in there. But what do you guys think of what he just said? They called Trump a chicken for not doing it. Said, God, you got to go after Iran. As soon as Trump does it, God dang, Trump went after Iran. And the idiots that follow them, these morons on the streets, these average TikTokers, these average leftists, flip on a coin. Everything they do, 180. I love Tesla. I hate Tesla. I love this war. I hate that war. Just suzzing.
They have this idea that genocide is being committed by the Israelis at a time of war, but they've said nothing about the Iranian government that slaughtered over 30,000 of their own people.
Well, that doesn't count.
There's no consistency. A lot of it has to do with Trump derangement syndrome. There's something about Donald Trump. I don't know what it is entirely. His Queen's accent, his appearance, his utter disdain for the media, the academic world, the deep state, corporate boardroom. I don't know what it is.
Yes, all the above again.
He drives the left into kind of a state of madness. And you can see it with some of their leaders. Take Gavin Newsom, for example. Gavin said he wanted to punch Trump in the mouth.
So did Biden.
He went over to Europe and said that the Europeans had knee pads as if they were performing some, I guess he meant foul sex act on Donald Trump. He's completely flipped out. He told a black audience that his test scores were low and therefore no different than theirs. The subtext of that was that you typically, as a group, have low test scores, and I am a white person who has lower than average.
He was a white person saying, I'm as dumb as you black people. Once again, Democrats, they have a problem hiding their racism. It leaks out all the time. Democrats are racist. That was Gavin Newsom. He thought that was great, telling black people, I'm as dumb as you are. Holy gods. Once again, it's not an own. What is wrong with Democrats? They can't get the racism out of their veins. Oh my God, we can't have black-only districts? They just like to separate by race all the time. And they like the black districts because they know for some insane people, black people en masse, vote for Democrats. Oh my God, I don't know why. They only talk to you every election cycle. None of what they promise you they're going to do they ever do. Stop it. Stop it. Ugh, don't get it. But he's right.
So I don't compare myself to people at large, but only to you. It's a foolish thing to say. From time to time, Cory Booker, Spartacus, resurfaced just to scream and yell. The latest manifestation of him is at the airports, where he's yelling and screaming about ICE. And you look at all the people's faces, and as they pass the ICE officers who are filling in for the unpaid TSA employees, they're happy. They're delighted. And Booker doesn't seem to understand that if you take the crazy left-wing protest out of the picture, ICE wouldn't have to have masks on. They don't have masks at airports because nobody is going around taking pictures of them and trying to dox them so that they could be killed or shot by their enemies, especially the cartels.
And they've said it. Lefties put bounties on these people because not only do they want to go after the agents, they want to go after their wives, husbands, and children. They've said it. And this is where another one, going to be a night for Jay Watterson, because I don't think Jay Watterson likes Tim Pool near as much as I do, if I remember right. I'm not sure the rest of you guys do. I like Tim Pool. I like his conversations. Even my wife has warmed up to that. She likes the conversations. But I'm going to disagree with Tim Pool. Tim Pool's like, you should never have these people masked. They should always be wearing khakis and button-up shirts. Yeah, they should walk into a buzzsaw of these people with just a little pistol and no... Do you imagine... Do you know how many of these guys would be dead right now if they were unmasked and wearing the stuff you're talking about? They'd have been slaughtered. And then Tim be like, well, then now we can go after them. Great. Tim's great. He's going to sacrifice people. Well, if you're already at the point where you have to wear a mask, your police have to wear a mask, you're lost. Yeah, we might be, bud. We might be. Insanity by him. This, and I'm sorry, I know I could take some hell for this. This is from the same guy who wouldn't go back to his compound because there were shots fired near it. But he's telling these guys, hey, your family should be at risk. You should be out there protecting us, law enforcement. But your women and your children, your husbands, your wives, your grandparents, that's fine if they're at risk, but God forbid my family be at risk. Just saying. There's a bit of a problem with that stance. And I saw some people, and he got mad. There were other people that mentioned his stance on masking or agents being masked, but then how his family, one person's family at risk, but hey.
People think they're doing a great thing. And so they're completely unhinged. And think of what we see. It's just since Donald Trump came back, there has been nothing but the Tesla demonstrations. Remember that?
Stop calling it a demonstration. Those were riots. There was gunfire, keying, taking down whole dealerships, attacking people who drove them physically. Those aren't protests. Those are riots. That's an insurrection. So he's a little too light on that gas pedal.
Remember when Donald Trump had a military parade?
Jay Waters, I'm not familiar with the Patriot Front uniform.
Last summer, that there was an alternate one, that the left stage that was kind of foul.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, let me back up. Sorry, I was talking.
Protest. Been nothing unhinged. And
sorry.
Back. There has been nothing but the Tesla demonstrations. Remember that? Remember when Donald Trump had a military parade last summer, that there was an alternate one, that the left stage that was kind of foul. There was the No Kings protest. There was those congressional videos where female members of Congress were kickboxing.
Which was hilarious.
They were the ones that said, we're going to on-you-n-f-u word, foul mouth. We had the other congressional and senator making a video where they essentially advocated for military officers to disobey orders.
They didn't essentially. They did. They didn't essentially. Sorry, Victor. They openly told them to defy orders. It wasn't essentially. And I am up for the point where those people should have been charged with at least sedition. You do not tell military people, and Kelly, Mark Kelly, that piece of shit should have known better. You do not do that. That is the commander-in-chief. These people are out there telling military people not to do stuff. Which, by the way, most military people are going to say, screw you, Democrats, because they remember how you treated them when Nancy Pelosi made Washington, D.C. into a military camp. They made you guys sleep outside. They gave you not enough food. The military remembers the Democrats. They know the Democrats don't think anything of them either. So screw that.
This is all the aftermath of the Trump collusion. Even as I'm speaking today, new developments have come out that the Democrats under Barack Obama and later Joe Biden, they spied on U.S. senators, they spied on representatives, they spied on current FBI Director Kash Patel, all in an effort to create a hoax that Donald Trump had colluded with the Russians. And then after that was exposed as a fraud, they went right into impeachment, and then they went right in.
A lot of people don't remember. Hillary Clinton got fined for the Russian collusion thing. She shouldn't have. She should have been jailed. She tried to rig an election. She was messing with then the duly elected president of the United States and the administration. She was definitely seditious. But she got a fine. And they proved that. I still got arguments with leftards. She didn't do that. Oh, yeah. And now all the evidence come out showing that Obama and Biden, that actually came out years ago. They were in meetings where there it is. They knew she was doing it. In fact, they helped it. So, whew. Remember, by the way, they made fun of Trump for saying, "Oh, they're listening in on my campaign." And then it came out, well, they were.
To Russian disinformation in 2020, which was exposed as a fraud. And then they went right into a second impeachment. And then they went into the first trial in U.S. history of a president when he was out of office.
Yep.
And then they did the raid on Mar-a-Lago. First time we've had a president's home.
They went in fully armed and hot. Over records. Keep in mind, they didn't do this to Biden. And there's something people forgotten. And I'm talking Crowder, Poole, D-Day Cobra, all these big pundits have all forgotten the very fact that now Joe Biden, the records we were talking about that Joe Biden taken home were not when he was president, folks. Only the president of the United States has plenary declassification powers and can take that stuff. Joe Biden had shit from when he was senator and VP. He had no legal right to remove these items and take them home, especially as senator. And a lot of it had to do with Ukraine from when he was senator. So, gee, no shit his family was involved. This is insanity. Everybody, a lot of right-leaning pundits keep forgetting that. Donald Trump took stuff as president, his right. Joe Biden took shit as senator and VP. No legal right or path to take any of that. And he had it for decades. No raids. Well, he cooperated. Bullshit. He had the stuff for decades in multiple places that were unsecured. Mar-a-Lago was secured. They had already come in and inspected where he had the stuff. The place where it was at was like a fortress. Joe Biden's just sitting in his open garage behind his goddamn Corvette with God knows how many people coming in and out of there that could have been looking through that or taking stuff. Even that estate wasn't near as secure as Trump's, let alone the offices in Chinatown. Joe Biden should have been raided and arrested and removed from office over that. He committed sedition at best, treason at worst. He took ultra-classified documents or SCIF only as a senator, let alone VP. So anybody, right, left, center, that compares what Biden did and what Trump did, you're a jackass. You are a jackass. Sorry, I'm even going a little bit on Crowder and everybody else. You're a jackass. Stop forgetting that Biden wasn't president on any of those stuff he took. Stop that. Sorry, guys, that one really bothers me. Let's see. Come on, he had them stored in the garage next to his Corvette at his office. And in his office in the university, yeah. Yeah, the very garage. Here, come on. There is not even a 6 degrees of separation here. At the very garage where his drug-addled son, his drug-addled coke fiend son was going into that garage and hanging out and living there and stuff. And strangely, his son got a lot of payouts and diamonds given to him. Gee. People have asked, what was that diamond for? What do you think? He's probably helping give out secrets. It's an assumption. It's a guess. It's my opinion. What do you think? People still today ask questions. God, why did this money come to Hunter? God, why did this diamond go to Hunter? Why this? Because he had access to secrets. Idiotic. But they went in guns a-blazing, well, not blazing, but armed, with orders to shoot to kill if anybody stepped in the way. Imagine if Barron Trump had, tried to stop from going through his mom's stuff. Holy crap. They didn't do that to Biden. So anybody, DOJ, FBI, comes at me and tells me, no biggie. No, we treated them the same. Fuck, you did. All right. Hunter promised he never looked at any of the papers. Yeah, he promised. And it's weird how all his family was getting so much money from the Ukraine, and he'd been taking documents on Ukraine for decades. Huh. Wonder how he got in bed there, huh? All right. Weird. Remember, there's a proven fact that Joe Biden's 12-year-old niece got over $300,000 from the Ukraine, from a company in Ukraine. For what? Everybody in that family got a taste. 13-year-old girl, niece, got a $200,000 to $300,000 check. That is insane. That was insane. But hey, that's on the up and up, everybody. Let's go after Trump.
Residents for doing what? Doing what Joe Biden did for 30 years.
Yeah, sorry, I'll back up.
A second impeachment, and then they went into the first trial in U.S. history of a president when he was out of office. And then they did the raid on Mar-a-Lago. First time we've had a president's home residence for doing what? Doing what Joe Biden did for 30 years, bringing a few classified files out and under.
And keep in mind, they did this. They did the Mar-a-Lago raid for the stupid, for the sheep. Oh, Trump got raided. He's bad. Same with the idiots who still, Trump's a 34-count felon. Even though all these felony counts were the same thing, they just re-upped it, wrote it down 20 times to get him every time. And there was no evidence. His lawyer and the business manager said, well, Trump never told us to do that. We just knew that's what he wanted. And they said, okay, guilty. No proof that Trump ever said to do any of that. They go, what? They actually said, well, we assumed. Okay, so if you assumed he's guilty, that was all fodder for the retards. So they keep saying, yeah, Trump was raided. Oh, Trump took secrets. Oh, Trump is a 34-time felon. You support the felon? Shut up. God, these people. I'll say one thing. Cam Higbee, he messes up and leaves a little out sometimes, but he's pretty good on that. Watch some of his videos where he debates people.
His own ownership or temporary ownership, but much more secure at Mar-a-Lago than it was in Joe Biden's garage.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the 5 trials. We had the crazy Petita James.
Keep in mind, Joe Biden's garage wasn't always protected by Secret Service. Joe Biden's office in Chinatown was not protected by Secret Service. Those were secrets. Skiff-only secrets just sitting. People walking through, people going by. Wide open doors. But they raided Trump.
Real estate trial. We had the crazy Alvin Bragg.
Yeah.
Bootstrapping a campaign violation. It's a federal matter onto a state. We had Fannie Willis' circus in Georgia. We had Jack Smith, who's always in the news for some
that jackass. He's a jackass.
Act that he committed while he had this vendetta against Donald Trump. We had the E. Jean Carroll trial, which was a fiasco.
That one there. They made a law just so she could go after Trump. They made a law. No proof in that at all. Zero evidence. None. Even the dress didn't exist at the time she said it happened. Insane. But because it was, and then people still will say, because of that, he's an arpist. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I mean. He raped her. No, that's not what was said. It was a civil trial. All they said, he was liable. That's it. Not that he did anything. Civil trial is, well, we can just say you did it. Evidence be damned. We can just say it. By the way, if you look into E. Jean Carroll, she has accused other rich and powerful men of doing that to her multiple times. She's a weirdo. She is accused, I believe, the ex-head of CBS, along with other CEOs, of wanting her. And she was never been pretty, folks. But all these rich men just had to grab her and take her. Shut up. Then that couldn't be brought into court. The court judge wouldn't let him bring any evidence. But no, that was totally above board. And Jay Waters, and you're right. It wasn't just Hunter, it was the whole family. Yes, that's why I said the niece got a $200,000 to $300,000 check. Tell me what the 12-year-old girl did to get a $200,000 to $300,000 check from the Ukrainian company. Huh. Anybody that thinks that family was above board, once again, I have some oceanfront property in Nebraska to sell you. Sorry, Nebraska, not picking on you. All right.
Fiasco. We had efforts to take him off 20. What I'm getting at is there's no consistent message. There's no one in the Democratic Party saying, okay, here is our blueprint for a foreign policy, and it differs from the Republicans, and it's more suited to the American interest.
They have nothing except Trump.
Okay, we're going to have a new immigration policy, and we're going to do the following, A, B, C, D.
Okay, they did do that, Victor.
Crime has risen.
Yep. They did do that, Victor. Their immigration policy was just everybody come in. Joe Biden said it. When I win, we're going to surge the border. That was their policy, Victor. It wasn't ABC. It was just, come on in, everybody. Welcome. Vote Democrat. Here's your freebies. Vote Democrat. So they did. But usually they're just like Trump. They don't have any policies because every policy they have is not what the people want. They can't mention policy. All they can do is make Trump the boogeyman and scare the dummies and the sheep with Trump. Trump bad. Trump. They can't do policy because from trans athletes in girls' sports to tax policy and everything else, nobody wants their policies. So if they run by policy, they will be decimated. They have to just use boogeyman. Look at boogeyman. Scary. He's in your closet, under your bed. He's in your head. He is in their head. He is gonna make you stub your toe at night and your car tires wear funny. And he's gonna be just sending Jews into your house. That's what they do. They have nothing. Even Bill Maher started calling it out. But don't give Bill Maher credit, guys. Bill Maher amped up and pushed all this DEI, all this gender crap for years. And now that he's seen some turn against it, he turned on the grift and went right the other way. He's acting like he never supported any of this. Bull. So yes, it's nice he's saying it now. Maybe it's a little helpful, but remember, he helped make these problems. Bill Maher is a turd.
Under Donald Trump, it's gone to historic lows. But it's not because he stopped illegal immigration. We have a different theory, and here's what it is. Here's our new Green New Deal 2.0, 3.0. Here it is. They don't even offer a left-wing agenda. It's just nihilism. There's no coherence. So what happened to them? What happened to the party of JFK and Harry Truman? Well, we saw what Jimmy Carter did to it, but Bill Clinton tried to restore and go back to the middle. But I think there's been 3 or 4 cosmic changes that have accelerated the.
Whether you like them or not, Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich did bring our government back closer to center during their time together in government. They worked together. Once again, Democrats think everything they liked, Republicans think everything they liked, but look, we'll make a deal. We'll all get a little we like. The rest, we won't like, but we'll get something done. That's the last time that I remember our government actually meeting to work together. Real well. I don't like Bill Clinton as a person, but as a president, he was a good president. Yes, he made mistakes. NAFTA. There were some other mistakes, but he did better job as president than George Bush Jr. and Obama did, by far. I'm telling you. And that shows you how low the bar was. Because after Clinton, to my eyes, we didn't have another good president until Trump. That's bad. Oof. That shows you how low that bar is, folks.
Destruction of the Democratic Party into a nihilist entity. The first is we've opened under a lot of administration. The border is wide open. We have the highest number of foreign residents ever in the United States, 53 million, 16% of the population. And it comes at a time when our
That's insane. Did you hear that number? And he's being right. He's being light. There are some others out there that say it's closer to 60 million people in this country or more. But yeah,
The first is we've opened under a lot of administration. The border is wide open. We have the highest number of foreign residents ever in the United States, 53 million, 16% of the population.
That is insane. That is insane. That's a level. I know the UK is worse, but that is a level that's nuts. You bring in too many of a certain people, of any people that aren't really invested in being American, being part of America, joining America, learning and being English and everything else. That changes a country, not for the better. Diversity is not a strength, or military people would allow everybody to do what they wanted, make their own decisions, ignore commanders. Unity is a strength. When you are a united states, a united military group, platoon, whatever, you are strong. When you're all thinking different things, doing opposite stuff, sorry, that's not strength. Diversity is not our strength. It is a huge weakness. And it's time a lot more people push back on that. We need unity, not diversity. Unity of language, unity of beliefs, unity of what we think of America, unity of love for our country. Not diversity. Everybody can just speak whatever language, do whatever they want. Who cares if they read the signs? Who cares if they want to fly the Mexican flag, the Peruvian flag, the Zimbabwean flag? We don't care. That's strength. That is not strength. All the fraud going on with these people we brought in just proves right away it's not strength. These people do not have the same thought on life or theft as we do. At all. They see no problem with any of it.
And it comes at a time when our balloting laws are never been so suspect.
Yep.
That people, whether it's mail-in or early balloting or voter ID, the Democrats they have one consistent position: get as many people to vote with as few reviews of their eligibility as possible. And that is a new big constituency, and that constituency came from places that were poor, autocratic, and need massive inputs of federal subsidies and state subsidies. And that's a viable constituency. We see it with
especially
questions of Israel. The new DEI constituency does not like Israel. It's radically changed the Democratic Party. We see it with visiting students. We see it with green card holders. The second phenomenon was globalization. Globalization from basically the millennia until now rewarded people with a 7 billion person market if you had skills that could cross borders, if you were in the media, if you could open a university in Dubai, if you had an insurance company that you wanted to have offices.
See, I see globalism in kind of the same way, maybe not quite as much, but kind of the same way as I see diversity as our strength. Globalism is not a strength in a way. It can be in a controlled situation, but unity or globalism becomes over-diversified. It weakens every country. And I'm going to say, look at the UK. UK is partially weak because of diversity in the world, this globalism. They became dependent on the United States, on the European Union, on NATO, on the United Nations, instead of keeping themselves strong. A lot of nations went to unity is our strength, the globalism, and they lost themselves, lost the power to take care of themselves. So no, globalism / unity is not always a strength. It can be a huge weakness. Huge. The chat just did something weird. Turns out Tony Bobulinski. Oh, Tony Bobulinski, man. I cannot believe that guy has not been able to sue the Biden administration or the DOJ or whatever into the ground. They lied. How about this? At the very least, he could sue Facebook, Twitter, the old Twitter runners, people running it, Instagram, a lot of these other, YouTube. They all lied about him. Whoa. Even a lot of the news agencies. Jim Patterson, don't matter what Bill Maher says, he's a Democrat. Not all Democrats are totally bad. Thing is, Jim, I'm going to separate Democrats from liberals. Democrats that are close to that center line where there used to be a line in the middle. We had Democrat and Republican. They used to have some common beliefs, but definitely some differing ones. It's liberal. Bill Maher is a liberal, not a Democrat. So, and that, you have to watch Bill Maher. He may be saying good stuff now, but go back and look what he was doing 10, 15 years ago. Half this yeah. So not everything he says is bad or throughout his time. But yes, I'd say, yeah, watch him. An actual older Democrat can be decent. Problem is we don't have that many left. The Democrats are scared also and have capitulated to the liberal, lunatic, socialist, communist side of their party now. There aren't very many actual Democrats left. It's the progressives. It's just a weird word. These people are not progressive. Everything they do is regressive. Limit speech. That's regressive. Bring in people to take over America, to bring us down. That's not progressive. That's regressive. Having the government take over more and more stuff. Regressive. They are not progressives. So, it's weird that we still allow that word to be used for them. I try myself not to do so.
In Latin America.
All right, back up to see that.
Skills that could cross borders. If you were in the media, if you could open a university in Dubai, if you had an insurance company that you wanted to have offices in Latin America, if you were a lawyer, global legal terms, anything that dealt with information, finance, media, insurance, you got this. You went from 340 million people, that's today's population in the United States, to 7 billion consumers and customers. And that enriched people along the Blue Coast that had those skills. And they made an amount of money that was staggering, and that gave the Democratic Party the billionaire class. Go into the Fortune 400, look at the two things, the size of the fortune and the political leanings of the billionaires. They were mostly left-wing.
So remember, and leftists still use that now, the Republicans are the party of the rich. Not even close. Not even close. The Democrats have more millionaires and billionaires by far. So stop. And then there are some lefties that lean into that and go, yeah, well, we have the money, we are the rich. Because now they want to act all arrogant and snooty over it. There's no real belief among them, except what gives them power in the moment or a talking point.
And that enriched the coffers of the Democratic Party through foundations and PACs and gave them the...
And Somalis, who were the bagmen, I'm still going to say the Somalis are guilty as fudge. But there's billions upon billions upon billions missing. And they can't, when they take that out through the airport, they know how much money they were taking out. They've been able to trace insane amounts of that money, but there's shitloads missing. And now Democrats are screeching and doing everything possible to obfuscate and hide any investigation going after these people. Why? Because all the Somalis are just the bagmen. The Somalis were lower, middle, or middle management. They're the ones where the Democrats would funnel the money to, and then the money, well, most of the money would flow right back to the Democrats. And they'd pay their bagmen, pay the middle management. That's what it was. That's another way they did it. It's why they don't want fraud investigations. It's why they hate Nick Shirley.
These boutique issues from green energy to transsexuality that they push down our throats, all fueled by money, all without popular support. And finally, there's a blue state flight. Their paradigm of high taxes, fraudulent entitlements, lax on crime, overregulation leads to poor, unsafe streets, poor schools, people who feel they can't stay in the middle class.
I'll tell you right now, I live in an area called the Quad Cities. It's a big super city. Not super compared to Chicago, but it's a big city. If you didn't have any signs, you don't know when you're one to the other. It's an Iowa, Illinois city. And don't ask me why I call it the Quad Cities anymore, because there's multiples. On the Illinois side, we have Milan, Rock Island, Moline, East Moline, Silvis, I believe, are the ones on this side. On the Iowa side, you have Davenport and Bettendorf and Eldridge. Is there another one I'm losing in there? I don't know. But it's like 8 or 9 cities into one with almost no borders at all. It's one big thing. There are 430 plus thousand people in this area. It's a very rurally looking city, but a good sized. But you can tell which side of the river you're on. Even if you don't see yourself cross the river runs down the middle of us, but you can tell. Because on the Illinois side, things are much more decrepit. The roads are much worse. Things are dying on this side of the river. They are. There are nice areas still, but it's dying in mass slowly. You look at the city's populations on the Illinois side, they've all dropped. Look at the business in the downtown districts. It's a joke compared to what it was even when I was a child. Now you go to the Iowa side, the roads are better. Everything's growing. Bettendorf has gained, I believe it's like 40% more population in the last like 20 years. It's insane, the growth there. Davenport's growing. Eldridge is growing. It's crazy how big the Quad Cities Iowa side is growing. The Illinois side, we don't have a Best Buy. We don't have a Costco. We don't have a Sam's Club. We have a Target. We don't have, well, we have like 2 Walmarts. I think they have 3 or 4 on the other side. The grocery stores are better. The dog parks are better. The movie theaters are better. Everything is cheaper. Gas is 55 to 65 cents a gallon cheaper minutes away. That's the difference. The Democrats are causing the death of their own states. And every time they lose tax revenue because people leave or buy stuff across the state lines, they just raise the taxes. And then more leave. And then they go, God, we're losing taxes. Keep raising it. It's stupid. I know Jim Patterson sees it because he lives right near he lives in Indiana. So he sees what's going on across and goes, no, I'm not going over there. Yeah, you don't hear people in Iowa or Indiana going, yeah, I'm going to go over and buy this in Illinois. You don't hear that. Anybody that buys gas on the Illinois side of the Quad Cities where I live, you have more dollars than cents.
Possibly they're taxed too high. They can't afford a home.
Yep.
I'm talking about places that's particularly
our
like
property taxes are
New
nuts.
York, Illinois, and California. And people are leaving, and the Democrats are doing what? They're appealing to a shrinking constituency in local and state politics that has no national residency. It doesn't resonate with the national population. So if you can't win an election.
Yet, who are the Democrats looking to run as part of their presidential, runoffs in the next presidential election? Sorry, wow, I lost my brain went totally fart there. They want to run the failed governors of these states. Newsom, Pritzker among them. Are you kidding? Whitmer? The failing states. People are fleeing. That's who they want to run for president. The Democrats are locusts. Now they want to take their great things that made their states great and bring it national. Great.
Because your agenda either doesn't exist, but with a national population. So if you can't win an election because your agenda either doesn't exist, but more likely, if it did exist, would offend people as a 70-30 issue.
Yep.
They being on the 30%. You go hysterical, you go nihilistic, you do what the Democrats are doing today.
Yep, 100%.
Thank you very much. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal.
He's dead right. He is dead right. And I'll tell you, if you never watched him, go watch some of his other videos. He is epic. And I when I ran into him and started watching, it's not every video is for me or not every video is something I care about, but he really does good. All right. Let's go here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I had to cover tonight. I don't think there's much else. I do thank any of you guys who've hung around that long. I appreciate it. If there's anything else you'd like to talk about a little bit, I still have a little bit and my voice is still there. I'm semi-impressed. Dr. Pepper saved my voice. Sorry, Rad. Dr. Pepper rules. Now, I don't think there's much else I had. I mean, I can go look around on X in case there's something I missed. But I just don't know. Let's see. Oh, Speaker of the House stripped every Democrat lawmaker acting like thugs. Well, that'd be good. We need to do that more often. So yeah, Tennessee Speaker of the House just stripped every Democrat lawmaker acting like thugs and trashed the chamber during redistricting all their committee assignments. Good. Good. I actually think he should be kicked out. Because I'm sure that goes against your code of ethics. Why is it they don't just boot him? All right, let's see here. Oh my Lord. What is this? All right, I'm curious. Sorry, guys. I'm curious. I wonder what the hell. If this has music, I may have to stop it really quick. Whoa. It does. What the hell? Oh my God. Holy crap. Anybody paying that woman to teach anybody is stupid. Holy crap. All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not going to play that because I know that's got music. Oh my Lord. Gavin looks almost too good in the dress. It fits him. Jeez Louise. Oh, one of the best movies ever. Blade Runner. I know, guys, I'm just dragging. Sorry. In case it misses, Spencer Pratt just walking around Los Angeles. Oh, dude. Okay, I'm going to play this.
Taxpayer money because we're here at the 6th Street Bridge in downtown Los Angeles. It is beautiful, if only you could see it. But all the lights have been allowed to be stolen from our taxpayer money because Mayor Basura and Nithya Raman and her DSA City Council let criminals run the streets. But don't worry, Mayor Basura is planning to take $200 million more of our tax money to get solar power lights. Oh, because the criminals won't.
Do I have me in the way? Sorry. Thank you very much for letting me know. Jeez. Here. Come on. Hotkey was acting up. Sorry. Thank you. I appreciate that, Jay Watterson. I'll back up because I'm a dum-dum. I don't know if that's too loud for you guys, but it's loud in my ears. But here we go. Sorry. I will restart. In fact, I'll read everything to you now. Holy shit, in case you missed it, Spencer Pratt is just walking around Los Angeles pointing out things that Democrats have completely ruined. All the lights have been allowed to have been stolen off the bridge. Oh my Lord. Make sure everybody sees this. Okay. Dude has got some... I cannot believe LA probably won't elect this guy. Jeez.
We're here at the 6th Street Bridge in downtown Los Angeles. It is beautiful, if only you could see it. But all the lights have been allowed to be stolen from our taxpayer money because Mayor Basura and Nithya Raman and her DSA City Council let criminals run the streets. But don't worry, Mayor Basura is planning to take $200 million more of our tax money to get solar power lights. Oh, because the criminals won't steal those. But don't worry, Nithya Raman has suggested putting cages around the lights. That's right, cages. That'll stop them. So if you're sick of your tax money getting burned by these criminals, you better vote for Mayor Pratt. The ballots drop May 4th. Turn them in. Go get your grandma to vote. Get everyone to vote. We're going to get rid of the DSA. We're going to get rid of Mayor Basura. And we're going to save LA so we can see this beautiful city. We're here at the...
I want one of his hats. You know, I kind of like hats. I have a crap load of hats. But I want that hat. That is a good hat, too. Dude is on. $200 million to replace all. That's stupid. And, okay, by the way, they said Nithya Raman is DSA. She's Democrat Socialist of America. So think about this. We may have a mayor at each side in our two biggest cities, each coast, who is a Democrat Socialist. which is shorthand for communist or longhand for communist, because communist still has a bit of a stink in this country. I know a lot of lefties like communism. They want it, but it has a bigger stink to the average person than socialist. You can still make people, oh, socialists, they're kind of cute and fuzzy. Communist, bad. I watched Rambo the other night. The communists were the bad guys. I'm telling you, man. Now we're going to have 2 communist mayors. Even Bill Maher openly said, if you think he's a socialist, no. The Mamdani is a communist. Bill Maher will call him a communist. So Nithya is a communist too. We're going to have communist mayors in our 2 biggest cities on each coast. I hope, you guys, I'm wrong, and I hope this guy wins, and I do want one of his hats. I want one of his hats badly. I really do. All right. The 6th Street Bridge had the wires for the lights stripped just months after it opened. Oh, my Lord. There was a video. There's a police video I was watching. I don't know if it's from Portland or what. I can't remember where. And it was just recent where the police, people had called these guys in and caught these immigrants. They were illegals. A group of them stealing the lights and wiring off one of the bridges. I don't think it was this bridge. Maybe it was. Crap. I wish I could find the video easy, but yeah, there's a police body cam video where they're arresting these guys for stealing the wiring and the lights. And they had wagons and wheelbarrows full of the wiring. No, it was just here. That's just nuts. I really hope the guy wins, but I don't think he's going to, unfortunately. I wouldn't mind that. Nice. We need to do $75 bill or something for Trump. There you go. Ben Franklin gets keep the 100. But I wouldn't mind, like another $2 bill or something for Trump. Something. That'd be fun. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is 11 hours ago. Mike Netter. Based on the odds. Great day for Angelenos. Bad day for liberals, socialists, and communists. LA mayor race beginning to look extremely red. This is probably the betting odds by the sounds of it. Spencer Pratt, 62%. Nithya Raman, 23%. Karen Basura, 15%. I don't know where they got this, but anybody comment? Ooh, a lot of comments. Let's see. See what he's got. See what they say. Too big to rig. California turning red. Steve Hilton, governor. Steve Hilton. They have nothing on him. The only thing they have to criticize him on is he called a Del Taco taco a street taco, which even they call it a street taco. That's all they had, is he called a taco the wrong name, possibly. That's it. My God. That would be amazing if both of them won. Do I think so? Nope. Do I want it? Sure. Hilton and Pratt make California great again. Dude, that is epic. Definitely sharing that. Lions Den WS6 on X. Or you can go to the Colombian Cowboy. Dems accuse Spencer Pratt not wanting to destroy California. That's pretty much it with that ad we saw earlier. Spencer Pratt doesn't want to spend your money on more public housing. And God, scarier. He wants to spend money on police. Oh my God. I don't know. See if I can find it. I'm just curious. Not sure how I wanted to put that. All right, here we go. Fun, energetic Republican is clever, challenging LA's terrible incumbent mayor Karen Bass, eye-popping commercials and common sense policies. But the betting odds say she'll win. Her margin has widened over the past month. Yike. That's crazy. Karen Bass. Wow. Nithya Raman has dropped like a rock. Jeez, if that's true. Wonder who that's from, but yeah, Kalshi. Sorry, Kalshi. That's crazy. Nithya Raman. Bleh. As soon as somebody, that's what happens. Anybody with common sense listens to a Democrat socialist, they go, Spencer Pratt's come up, though. He's come up. He's at 34%. Yeah, see, as I heard the other day, he's rolling about 34%. But I didn't know Bass was ahead that much. That's stupid. How would you vote for this woman? She's an avowed communist lover. She let half your city burn. Are you stupid? I mean, honestly, what is wrong with people? 11 hours, 14 hours. Oh, he's gone up another 1%. Spencer had 35% chance. That's scary for Democrats, that this guy can come out of the woodwork and have a chance of even getting that high. So I cannot believe this retard. I don't even understand. And it's got to hurt, though, that Karen Bass dropped out of the next debate because, dude, he totally took those two to task, and they can't stand up to him anymore. It's crazy. Oh, she was under 50%. This is update. She's back above 50% in the winter market. Ugh. Bass's win probability climbed back above 50%. Jeez. Insane. They're still finding shit this chick did wrong, and they're still... New all-time low. Nithya Raman, the socialist. The communist has a 16% chance of winning. Woof. That's May 11th. But yeah. I think Raman's out. I think it's going to be Pratt or Bass. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be Bass, which just says, once again, another reason that you don't want to live in LA or California because they're absolute retards. You're going to reward the woman who burned down, mismanaged, and screwed over your city and reward her with another shot at the bite at the apple. That's great. Great job. Just lovely. Yes, Pratt destroyed her. He destroyed her badly. Now, yeah, that's why Karen Bass backed out of the next debate. Because now, if Nithya's not going to be in it, there ain't no way this chick's going to want to do it. She's going to get so beat up. He'll be able to concentrate right on her. So, yep. LA mayoral debate canceled following Raman and Bass's withdrawal, prompting mockery from Pratt. He should be mocking them. And I'm not even sure that should be allowed, guys. If there's a debate planned and you drop out, you should automatically have to drop out of the election. Yeah. Unless it's for a reason like, hey, my wife's giving birth, or oh, my left testicle fell off. Well, hey, come on. We don't know. Karen Bass could have them. Isn't that the way it works now? I can say I'm a man. Unless you have a god dang good reason. Not, I'm going to get my butt kicked. You drop out of a debate that was already planned, you also must leave the election. Done. This is winning by hiding. This is the Joe Biden strategy. I'm going to win by hiding in the basement. And morons are going to go, we're going to vote for the one that hides? Any Democrat out there, you're a retard. You look at the people that are going to hide, and you're going to vote for them. Because he's so stupid. Oh, really? Then why can't they get on stage with him? Yep. I was on YouTube today and saw too many political ads for LA Council and City Hall jobs. Commitment to opposing Trump is the narrative. Just like Victor Davis Hanson said, they have nothing else. Trump. That's it. Trump. All right, sorry guys. Jay Watterson, lights update. Following copper thefts, the bridge's iconic color-changing LED arches are currently dark. Repairs costing $5.3 million might be completed for the 2028 Olympics. Jesus. There's a bridge in my area. Here, let me help you out. Can't remember what it's called. But here are images. This is our new bridge. And at night, that's what it looks like. It's got the light up stuff, just like you guys are talking about. Open in new image in new tab. There we go. Nope. Where'd it go? There it is. That's what our bridge looks at night. And they can change it all. That's the bridge between Bettendorf, Iowa, and Moline, Illinois. It's Interstate 74. But that's what it looks like. They have these lights up under there, and it shines, and they do their memes and themes and stuff for the seasons and stuff. It's kind of neat. It's kind of cool when you're driving through it. You know? And funny, we don't have anybody stealing them here. Yeah, see, they can change it to all these things that they want to change it to. And do stripes and do moving stuff if they want. And it's kind of cool. Red, white, and blue over here. Get it above my head so you can see it. It's kind of cool. They can do a lot with it. I don't know, it was worth the money, but it's still kind of cool. But yeah, we have one. That's our I-74 bridge in the Quad Cities. Oh, I didn't want that. I just wanted the big one. Where'd the big one go that I had? Oh, you suck. I wanted that big one. Turd. That's rude. But yeah, so that's what we have. Same type of thing. The big old new I-74 bridge, which our old bridge would have been up there. This is the old bridge. It was way, way out of date. It was made to carry like a quarter of the traffic it was carrying daily. There was no shoulder. You're driving, your mirror is that close to the sides of that thing. That's it. There was no place to pull off, nothing. And people going across that at like interstate speeds. And it was carrying like 4 times the traffic it's ever meant to carry. Now we got this puppy. All the big wide lanes and runoff on the sides and everything else, and a walking path along the side. So, yep. All right, guys. Let me go here. Well, a little trip around my area. There we go. All right. Well, I think I'm going to hop out of here. I've been on for a good while. Tim Pool's probably still about done. 2 hours and 46 minutes. I know some people hate long streams, but, you know, when I have time to get on, I'm going to get on. Of course, if I was smart, I'd take the time to break these up in bits and repost the bits, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I? If I had the time, I'd do that. If you haven't, please hit thumbs up if you're watching later. By the way, Jay Waters, I did open that link, the Patriot Front guys. I don't know much about them. I have to look up more about them. But I got to have that link open. Thank you. And I will talk to you later, everybody. I'm going to hippity hop. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Rad, have a good day at work if you're still listening. And let's see what else goes on. Talk to you guys.